time. Looks for Deutsch. Deutsch at the 1 into the end zone. No play action now. Look to pass over the middle. It's intercepted by Cole Hebel. Intercepted by Hebel. Rears back, comes downfield, has Rodriguez. Rodriguez at the 40, to the 50, to the 40. Rodriguez is going to keep going.
All right, Fetting's got room, and here's Bo Fetting. Fetting's still on his feet. Fetting's gone.
Looking to pass, playing off, coming left side, picked up by Cotton. Alex Cotton with the pick, he'll take it back, and into the end zone.
Turn and hand the ball off. Will Starkey, he thunders his way. 30, 20, one man to beat. He's got...
Middle's got a man, that's Friddle. Look out, Friddle, 40, 30, he's loose, 20, 10, touchdown.
Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Thursday night. Welcome to the Fargo Dome, another edition of high school football section championship day out here at the Fargo Dome. And as the Section 8 3A championship game featuring the DGF Rebels and the East Grand Forks Green Wave, a chance to move on to the state tournament in the state of Minnesota. And for DGF, it'd be back-to-back trips onto state. As for East Grand Forks, well, this would be their first trip back to the state football tournament since 2010, when they won a couple games but ultimately did not come away with a championship. Thanks for joining us on our pregame show. I'm Joel Morgan. Chase Miller on the sidelines, Joey Knuckles Hughes on the camera for this broadcast, which should be a good matchup between these two teams and familiar foes as they played already once this season. Let's take a look at the East Grand Forks Green Wave as they're in the section championship game with a 6-4 record. They won their two playoff matchups, first defeating Roseau 34-0, which East Grand Forks Roseau, always a great hockey matchup, was a good matchup on the football field. And then they got a win against Perham, avenging a loss that they had in their second to last game, 24-21, and that put them onto the section championship. As for the the DGF Rebels, who are currently the number 2 team in the latest football poll for 3A football in the state of Minnesota, they come into this game without a loss on their schedule. They are 9-0, 6-0 in the section. They have rattled off wins against Thief River Falls, Pequot Lakes, Perham, East Grand Forks, Park Rapids, Holly, Fergus Falls, and DL. They got a first-round bye in this Section 8 3A tournament, and then played Thief River Falls in a game that came right down to the wire. It took a late touchdown in the contest as Brody O'Keefe had the receiving touchdown to make it 14-10, and then Owen Leach, the quarterback, two-way player, had an interception as Thief River Falls was driving to try to win the game. He had a big interception that sealed the victory and ultimately put East Grand Forks into the section championship. This is our pregame show here on yourliveevent.com. We will step aside. More coming your way next.
Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada, with this just arrived 2018 model MT740 Challenger with 18-inch tracks, 2,000 hours, 400 horsepower, 6 remotes, CVT transmission, priced at $305,000. New trade Versatile 846 with 18 4x38 tires, one owner tractor priced at $39,000. And don't forget the early order discount program now for Amity Bead Equipment. Talk to Chuck or Neil at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada, 218-784-2961.
This is Nick Gordon, your ag business banker at American Federal Bank in Ada. I'm proud to call Ada my hometown and look forward to helping you with any of your ag, business, or other banking needs. I would enjoy visiting with you and help you achieve your goals. Please come by the bank or call me, Kasha, or Carly at American Federal Bank in Ada, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Are you thinking about moving to an assisted living facility? Consider Benedictine Living Community in Ada. Located in the heart of the Red River Valley, Benedictine's Ada campus includes Benedictine Care Community, a 49-bed skilled nursing facility, and Mission Court, an 18-unit assisted living facility that shares a campus with Essentia Health Ada. That means you have full access to health care directly on site. Benedictine Living Community in Ada. Learn more online at www.blcada.org or give them a call at 218-784-5001.
Welcome back out here to the Fargo Dome Section Championship Day here in the state of Minnesota, and we had a lot of big games already come through here, and a big one tonight as DGF tries to make it back-to-back trips onto state as they will take on the Green Wave of East Grand Forks. I'm Joel Morgan. Chase Miller down on the sidelines, and Chase, let's take a look at both of these teams. They played back in week 4 of the season. It was 22-21. DGF picking up the victory. Coach Andy Soderberg said this week that they brought back a lot of players. He felt that DGF played really well to start the season because of their experience. He knows that these teams have gotten better. These teams are starting to catch up with them. Should the Rebels expect a completely or maybe a fairly different look from East Grand Forks?
Yeah, I mean, take a look at it, Joel. It's been about 5.5, now 6 weeks since these two teams have last played. So obviously attrition is always a big thing once you get to this time of the year in football, and playing multiple games in a short amount of time, depending on the seed line and where you are. DGF, a squad that unblemished on the season, as you mentioned earlier, and it's going to really fall behind Jordan Summers, right? I mean, he makes them go. Owen Leach, a tall, lengthy quarterback, but I think if I'm an East Grand Forks point of view, you have to force DGF into 3rd and 10 situations, and even on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, they're still looking to run the football, Joel, and make it a 4-down territory. But if you can get the Rebels to throw the ball probably 10 or more times today, if you're the Green Wave, that means you're winning the battle of up front. So I think if I'm DGF, do what got you to win the section title last year over Fergus Falls, do what got you to this year on the season, which is run north to south, run right downhill, and try to outpower your opposition here tonight with the Green Wave.
And East Grand Forks Green Wave, well, they're a team that has just not only maybe improved over the course of this season, but they've gotten healthy. Chase, Caleb Schmiedeberg has come back. He's had 37 carries on the season. The senior comes back after battling an injury. He's become a one-way player for this team. They've also had some players return on the defensive side. Again, you're going to see some different looks coming from these two teams. Chase, history, DGF last year, they went on to state, a game in Buffalo. They lost to Annandale by 3 points. East Grand Forks has not been to the state tournament in quite a long time. As we mentioned, it's been since 2010, I believe, since they last made it onto state. And Chase, if you're East Grand Forks, you might feel a little bit of the pressure here to bring your team back to state for the first time in a long time.
And it's perfect conditions, too, to throw the football. We're seeing them warming up here, 3-4 wide receivers in the shotgun formation. But you mentioned Caleb, that senior. Joel, he's averaging 9 yards per rush right now on the season for East Grand Forks in those limited attempts, but that tells you he is a big playmaker here for East Grand. So if they can find him, you can find a little bit of extra help along the way, spread it out, have one-on-one opportunities, and if you can hit your shots down the field with Drew Carpenter, he hasn't thrown the ball a lot on the season, Joel, just 62 times here, but if you can find Carpenter getting into a little rhythm and then you can find that balance here with the running game, that's going to be very curious, because my biggest thing going up against a team like DGF from an East Grand, again, point of view is if DGF, Joel, gets 3-4 yards a crack early, they're fine to milk 7-8 minutes off the clock, take a 10-15 play drive, and then all of a sudden you look up, it's 4 minutes left to play, in a particular quarter. So if I'm East Grand Forks, as much as, your offense has to match score for score with DGF, but your offense can be your best ally defensively, too, if you can sustain a couple of drives yourself, Joel, going up against a team from Coach Soderberg who loves to run the football and really minimize the clock as much as possible in a contest.
Now you talk about that time of possession. It was 22-20 in overtime, their win last season against Fergus Falls that put them on to state. There was a drive chase that took the entire quarter.
And that's the thing. It's like you look up and you're like, all right, 3 yards here, 4 yards here. It lulls you to sleep, honestly, Joel. But the thing is, if you're a DGF fan, you've seen it. It's been a proven time and time again here throughout the year. My biggest thing here for the Rebels is always the second time around on the football field, playing someone a second time. That's what makes these Minnesota section playoff games so much fun, is playing a team the second time around. What are your adjustments from game 1 to game 2? And if anybody can tackle number 1 again for DGF in Jordan Summers, that is a number 1 figuratively and literally, Joel, on the depth chart here. East Grand Forks is going to have to be stingy defensively going up against a team that likes just to run it left and right, and then they're going to go right between the tackles here.
Section 8 3A championship game tonight on YourLiveEvent.com. East Grand Forks taking on DGF. We're going to step aside. More coming your way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Have you seen the huge selection of used vehicles that Christian Motors of Fertile has? Stop by the lot, talk with one of the guys about the huge selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, and so much more. They've got a great selection of used vehicles right now. You can view them at christianmotors.com or christiancarsonline.com. One of the biggest selection of used vehicles around, it's Christian Motors. They're proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer, Highway 32 North in Fertile.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband, voice, TV. 1-800-457-2125.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
For all of your insurance needs, contact the Lynn Fords Insurance Agency with locations in Fosston, Bagley, Clearbrook, Minoman, and Ada.
Harvest is here, and that means we all need to be careful. Hello, this is Bethany Rentz with Irie Insurance. We want to make sure everyone up and down the valley has a safe and successful harvest. Take extra special care in your travels. Slow-moving combines, mud-covered roads, and debris are just a few things during harvest that can be dangerous. So take your time, watch your surroundings, and most of all, be patient and slow down. For more harvest safety tips, go to irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
Back on the pregame, DGF East Grand Forks Section 8 3A championship game coming up here on YourLiveEvent.com. Joel Morgan, Chase Miller on the sideline, Joey Knuckle Hughes on the camera for this broadcast. And it's, if you like old-fashioned slam it down your throat, run it football, we're going to see a lot of that, Chase. But we've seen with a couple games so far today, a couple teams have went in and passed the ball probably more in this game than they had all year, and might be a wrinkle that one of these two programs might want to throw in.
The one nice thing that I like that we've been able to see over the years here for Minnesota section football here at the Fargo Dome, or in prior years it's been at the Alair Center as well. Once you get to a championship game, Joel, it's nice to not have to worry about the elements. Now, fortunately, this year on the football field, there really hasn't been multiple evenings of having to deal with wind, having to deal with rain or sleet, or having to really change your game plan if you're a team that likes to throw the ball compared to a team that likes to run the ball. But once you get to the Fargo Dome here on this new turf that they have this season, everybody's playing on the same elements, everybody's playing on the same boundary. It's really, at the end of the day, which team makes the less amount of mistakes and which team can capitalize on the short fields or having a really good punt or kickoff return. And then ultimately, let the chips fall where they may, and hopefully the best players on your team come out and shine like stars. But there's always that one or two players, Joel, that we always talk about who's going to be our stars of the game later on the post-game show. There's always one or two in a contest like this that we might not account for that we're going to talk about as this game progresses, and that's what always makes it a lot of fun. Win, you get one step closer to playing at US Bank Stadium. Lose, you've had one heck of a season, but it comes up short of what you really want to accomplish here tonight between East Grand Forks and DGF.
A rematch of their Week 4 matchup. East Grand Forks, DGF this time playing for the 8 3A championship. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. You're watching high school playoff football on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hey, what you doing?
Crawling around under my planter trying to figure out if I need any maintenance parts replaced.
It's harvest time, buddy.
Yeah, I know, but the guys at RDK Enterprises keep reminding me to check now, just in case I need something ordered.
What do I look for?
Just give RDK a call and ask some questions. They are the guys I go to for answers.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. We will answer all of your planter questions or come out to your farm and take a look at your planter. Give us a call, 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
John, Wayne, and Marissa at the Ben & Hoagland Agency of Ada and Moorhead take this time to wish all farm families and farm workers throughout the area a safe and successful harvest. Keep safety in mind when you're out on and around the tractors and trucks and other machinery in the fields and around the farm this harvest season. Don't cut corners when it comes to safety. It could cost a life. John, Wayne, and Marissa at Ben & Hoagland Agency thank you for your business, and they remind you if you have any questions about crop insurance, call or stop and visit with them. The Ben & Hoagland Agency of Ada and Moorhead.
Randall's Excavating of Glendon, specializing in underground site utilities and repair. Randall's Excavating is experienced in underground utilities, specializing in water lines, sanitary sewer, and storm sewer, from site preparation and trenching to the installation of all site utilities. They respond to emergency repairs for water leaks, fire protection lines, fire hydrants, sanitary and storm sewer lines for all commercial and residential needs, including camera inspections too. Contact Randall's Excavating with over 20 years of experience, 701-219-9126 or randallsinc.com.
At Community Co-op, we offer our energy solutions programs to help area farm operations. Hi, this is Rocky Bruin. One of our popular programs is our fuel contracting with only 30 cents per gallon upfront payment, and our pricing programs are a couple quick reasons why you would lock in your fuel contracting price with Community Co-op. Let us help you manage your risk. Call 1-888-935-2281 and we can discuss more of your energy solutions programs from Community Co-ops Lake Park.
Back at the Fargo Dome, DGF East Grand Forks. 12 minutes goes up on our Community Co-op scoreboard. The winner goes on to the state tournament, and the state tournament will go a little bit later this year because, well, the Vikings decided to play on Thanksgiving, so some of those games will be played in December. Chase, imagine trying to get ready for a basketball season, a wrestling season. Your team's playing for a championship, but I think you'll take that struggle.
You'll definitely take that struggle. Now, if you're the basketball coach or a wrestling coach, you really don't want to have to worry about that struggle early on in the season. But yeah, a little bit different this year, but hey, one step closer to ultimately getting to another dome, but in the state of Minnesota.
Drew Carpenter, the dual quarterback, will have his big kickoff, and this one is grabbed by Summers. Summers will put it into the hands of Macheski, and he will go far side before being tackled inside the 15, and right off the kickoff, it is a DGF trying to get some misdirection going on special teams and ultimately pins them inside of their 20 as this drive will be a 1st and 10 at about the 13-yard line. We'll see what the official spot is. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line as DGF's offense, a very run-heavy offense, will make its way out on the field. It is Jordan Summers who leads this charge. He is approaching 2,000 yards this season as they'll step to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 on the 13-yard line. There'll be plenty in the backfield for quarterback Owen Leach to get this game started. And Leach will hand this one off, and it will go into the hands of Summers. And Summers will get this one past the 15, probably somewhere about the 17-yard line.
Frost did a really good job just washing that one down. They were waiting for that second level to come in, and Frost just stood his ground there at the linebacker spot, Joel of East Grand Forks, to kind of make Summers have to do a little bit of a hot step there in the gap. And fortunately there for the Green Wave, able to swarm to Summers here defensively.
And they're going to give him 4 yards on that pickup. 2nd down and 6. Ball at the 17-yard line. Summers 262nd carry of the season last week, 130 yards in their win against Thief River Falls. 2nd down and 6 at the 17. Leach drops back, will throw towards the near side, and this one is caught by DeVries, and DeVries is down at the 31-yard line.
Really nice play to get behind the linebacker there of Blazik and able to just throw it in there for Leach. Joel at 6'6". That just came out of the rafters here. Very nicely thrown there by Owen.
So 14-yard pickup will be a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. About a minute into the start of this contest on our Community Co-op scoreboard. Plenty in the backfield yet again for Owen Leach, and Leach will put it into the hands of Summers, get some open field on the near side, and he is finally going to be stopped by Zedlick. That one about the 32-yard line, so maybe no gain on that run.
Good kickoff block on the outside here for the Rebels, as that one was by Colton Wagner, the 6'1 senior, able to set the edge a little bit for Summers. Otherwise, that play would have got it blown up right away at the line of scrimmage.
So that'll be a 2-yard pickup. 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 34-yard line. Summers, Wally, Macheski, all three have found themselves in the backfield. Brody Feen has also had some reps. Friend rather has had some reps as they will go again to Summers, and Summers goes around the far side and he'll get some positive yards.
Good tackling, though, so far here. Nowatzki Tanner, the 5'11 senior, in on the tackle. Frost as well. I got a feeling, Joel, if we say Nowatzki and Frost here tonight, that's probably a lot of good things for East Grand Forks here in terms of slowing down the rushing attack for the Rebels.
Rebels have picked up on a drive that started inside of their 15-yard line. And they have kept the ball moving here. 3rd down and 6. They're at the 36. And it'll be a handoff. This time Friend with the ball, and he'll go around the outside, and a whole group of Green Wave players will stop him. And maybe no gain, actually maybe a loss. Either way, it will bring up a 4th down.
Able to stop the edge there was Ryan Taylor to force the running back to come in right to that linebacker course. So a really good start here for East Grand Wave, at least on the ground attack on that defense here, Joel, against the Rebels.
And they will flip the field. The Rebels will be forced to punt here on the opening drive. They pick up the 1st down and then can't advance it any further than that. I believe that's Cooper Smith back to return this punt, and this one is off and goes straight up and will be caught at the 45-yard line. It's lost and recovered by DGF. Cooper Smith just could not get a good read off the ceiling here at the Fargo Dome, and it becomes a turnover. I did not see who got on top of that football, Chase. I believe it was Caleb Johnson who got on top of it, but DGF gets another chance here.
Yeah, and that's one there where for Cooper that you're talking about, Joel, he just needs to call Peter, and get rid of it, because that was so severely underkicked. He had to go about 100 miles an hour to catch that football.
So plus territory on that turnover for DGF. 1st and 10 at the Greenway 47-yard line. They'll go to Summers. He's immediately wrapped around by Sedlick and stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's so hard to spot the football, Chase, when it's a carry for Summers. I thought he was line of scrimmage. I believe they will spot him too there, but Anthony Soderberg, he said that the one skill that Jordan Summers has is he manages to get tackled forward, to fall forward, to turn maybe something that's no gain, maybe something that could be a loss into something for this team, and that's been one of his specialties, and he does that there.
And he continues to do it, Joel, so all of a sudden a gain for nothing becomes a gain of +2.
2nd and 8. Leach rolls out to the near side, gets pressure, wants to throw, eludes the first round of tacklers, can't get by the rest. Cole Bees with the sack, and it'll be for a loss.
And Bees just came in on a heater right there, just like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the plate. He popped Owen Leach as well. I'm surprised Leach was able to hang on to that football, considering that Bees was able to hit his arm a little bit there. But so far, Joel, been very impressed here by East Grand Forks in terms of flying to the football right now against this DGF offense.
This will bump the ball back to the 49-yard line, would be about a 3rd down and 12. Under 7.5 to go on the Community Co-op scoreboard. Scoreless here in the 1st quarter. Leach drops back, knows he needs chunk yardage, has some time, tries to scramble, and Cole Beese, no surprise, will bring them back to their 45-yard line. 2 tackles by Cole Beese, and he brings Leach back inside of DGF's territory. They got all this on the fumble of the punt, and this time they're forced to punt again.
Galunde as well, able to be a part of that pressure up front here for the sophomore. And right now, the line play by East Grand Forks, Joel, defensively starting to stand out.
Yeah, you can see why their linebackers have put up the numbers that they have tackle-wise, is that line just keeps them clean so well. As here comes the snap to Leach, and it will be another chance on a return here for Cooper Smith, and he'll call for the catch at the 30-yard line. And now we will see the first offensive opportunity for the Green Wave here in this contest. 6:38 to go in the 1st quarter. Thanks for joining us tonight on YourLiveEvent.com. I'm Joel Morgan, Chase Miller on the sideline, Joey Knuckles on our camera tonight. Joey's he's been a busy man today, Chase. He's been here all day for all 4 of our broadcasts.
Yeah, game 4 of 4 here for Knuckles. We're not paying him enough. We'll just tell you that much.
Here we go, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. It will be Drew Carpenter, the junior quarterback, under center, and it'll be a run, and that's a designed run, and he may get 2 on the pickup to get things started.
And tackle coming up there by Caleb Johnson, the 6'1 sophomore. Also, you had Victor Sosa Krabanoff there, the 1-2 combination for the Rebels.
That'll be a pickup of 2, a 2nd down and 8.
Sorry about that, Joel. I was just going to say, interesting play call. Spread him out, go under center, QB keeper right off the bat. You don't see that all the time.
Like I said, you kind of pull out the bag of tricks in a game like this. Remember, they've seen each other already this season as trips near side, 2 tight ends, and under center again is Drew Carpenter. Here on the 2nd down, Carpenter will set a man back in motion. It's a deep pitch, and I believe that's Anderson with the football. And Anderson's going to get pushed by the pile, and they will pick up about another 2 or 3 on the play.
Essentially a wing tee, just you're not having the fullback in the backfield there, Joel, trying to go to the far side of the field, hoping that your wide receivers can set the boundary. You bring the motion man there. Pretty much, again, what you would see very similar to a triple option offense. The only thing is you were missing a fullback. So, again, as you mentioned, Joel, some wrinkles early on. You go right up the middle between the tackles on the QB sneak. You pitch it out, so you're forcing DGF early to play every part of the run game so far.
3rd down and 4. East Grand Forks, first offensive series on their own 37-yard line. Trips goes to the far side, 2 tight ends yet again. And Drew Carpenter has been exclusively under center so far in this game. Sets another man in motion. There'll be Schmiedeberg with the ball, and he goes to turn. The defense is all over him on that play.
Really good defense here as they were able to just immediately set the edge here for the Rebels. And coming in was Nicholas Wally on the tackle there, the 5'9 junior coming in. Joel, he was able to get to the hash, forced the running back to come in, and better yet, he finished up and wrapped up on the tackle.
So 3 and out is East Grand Forks. Carpenter will do the punting. So DGF will get another chance at offense. And you can hear that one. That was a clean kick as the ball will be caught at the 22-yard line, and that is where DGF will begin with the football. And Chase, we're 8 minutes, almost about 8 minutes into this quarter, and though there's been some change of possession, there's been a couple miscues on special teams. I mean, it has been a quick quarter so far, and that is the style of play these two teams have had all year.
Yeah, you know, you have 2 3-and-outs. DGF was able to move the ball a little bit, but then sputtered at midfield on their first drive. So far, though, what DGF has been able to do, Joel, is run more plays than East Grand Forks, but they have yet to see anything on our scoreboard here in terms of a result early in this first quarter.
The Rebels will begin at their 22-yard line. Leach, the handoff, will go to Summers, and Summers is just stopped shy of, rather a stop with about a 2-3 yard pickup and a 2nd down.
He's coming in on the tackle right there, and so far for East Grand Forks has been a yard here, 2 yards there. The big play so far, Joel, has come through the air, and we've seen a Leach step back a couple of times, but 2 out of the 3 times he's done that, he's been sacked here. So again, I got to give a lot of credit to the line play by East Grand Forks early on to really smother the tackle, the guard, the center, and then allow your running backs to go make linebackers to go make a play.
2nd down and 8. Rebels at their 24-yard line. 3:45 and counting to go. No score on the community co-op scoreboard. And Leach going to roll out near side. Tucks to run. Has protection. Finds open field and will get the first down. He is stopped at the 35-yard line. He was probably got the contact about the 30 and stumbled his way with all that length on a few extra yards for an 11-yard run.
And Jordan Summers was the lead blocker right there, able to set the edge a little bit. If Leach is able to break that tackle, we could still be talking about him moving down the field right now, Joel. But again, you're able to get to the boundary, and with that 6'6" frame, Leach can stride a lot here on the Fargo Dome turf.
Rebels at their 35. And they run that tight formation, a lot on the edge here to rush as Leach drops back, has time, connects with Summers, no, incomplete. Summers had all sorts of open space around him and it just in and out.
They ran 3 guys out, 1 on a deep, 1 in the middle, and then 1 on the shallow, and Leach took the right play there, Joel, because East Grand Forks in the secondary covered it well, 10, 15, 20 yards down the field. Just unfortunate there for Summers, because if he makes that play and he breaks a tackle, he's able to get 5 yards, if not maybe even a first down with the block down the field.
We are stopped at 3:12, and it seems like the first time this clock has stopped at all in this first quarter. It is blown by here in the Section 8 3A championship game. And Leach puts the ball out, some misdirection, puts it in the hands of Macheski, and he is stopped at the 40.
Really good job on the eye candy there. Very delayed on that play for Macheski, and that's going to be something we're going to talk about number one a lot here for DGF without question. But if you can get Macheski to get those 5-6 yards, Leach 5-6 yards, all of a sudden it makes this Rebel offense that much more dynamic.
And Macheski was a guy who came through as a freshman last year with some injuries. One of them, the Jordan Summers, that came in the playoffs. In fact, in this championship game, Nick Wally, Casey Macheski had some big carries down the stretch. Now a 3rd down and 4 as Macheski's first carry is good for 6. And they'll go to Summers around the outside, loses his footing, but somehow manages to keep the knees off the ground. He'll get the first down.
When he was going down, John Anderson thought that he was going to be able to make the tackle, but then all of a sudden Summers did a really good job keeping his balance, and then you had Anderson overplay the pursuit a little bit that allowed a lane there for Summers to get that first.
An athletic first down run, 1st and 10. Ball at their own 48-yard line right now for the Rebels, and they're looking at the clock. They have 20 seconds on the play clock, but they're looking to try to burn down some time and extend this drive, I think, into the second quarter here. Can control time and space as a handoff will go to Friend, and he is around the outside looking for an edge, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Sam Frost finished it off. I believe it was Levi Anderson who initiated the contact, and that is going to be for a loss.
Yeah, you had Frost up top, Cooper Smith down low. Smith again able to get on the outside and force the running back to try to come back in, and good job there by Frost. Again, Frost and Beast, if we're talking about those two, like I said, Joel, early on, that means they are going side to side and making tackles here for East Grand Forks. Both of them could probably find themselves with over double-digit tackles here this evening.
And Frost is the team's lead tackler. Of course, that whole linebacking core has put up big numbers this year. 2nd down and 11. Rebels at their 47 and rolling out on the play action and connecting with the pass is Leach, and that will be a pickup of about 6 as he is able to connect with Bodie DeVries. Both of his completions have been to DeVries.
Damien Bouchard there on the tackle for East Grand Forks. But what the DGF does on that play, they roll out Leach, they send one deep down the field, and they just kind of bring that line fullback or that tight end coming out late, and that's where they're able to find that play. So you clear out the secondary, come down low, and make it very third and manageable here for the Rebels.
21 passing yards unofficially by my count so far in this game. 3rd down and 3 for the Rebels. And it'll be Summers, and he should have the first down and then some as the pile continues on to the 36-yard line of East Grand Forks.
These body blows are starting to take a toll so far late in the quarter here for DGF, Joel, and you're starting to see that north to south running game getting some more steam here for the Rebels.
41 seconds to go, and they will start the time. DGF does have to run a play. They'll take some time to talk about it here. No score on our community co-op scoreboard. Inside of 20, and it'll be a handoff, and this goes to Wally, and Wally gets about 8 on his first carry. Big pop there for the junior running back. Actually, he'll give him 9, and it's a 2nd down and 1. And DGF is content with letting the quarter come to an end. 1 complete out here at the Fargo Dome on our community co-op scoreboard. East Grand Forks 0, DGF 0. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Riverview Health, exceptional people, exceptional care.
Riverview Health is pleased to welcome Dr. Vanita Parikh to their team. Dr. Parikh is an experienced interventional pain management physician specializing in effective treatment options to increase functionality and comfort for daily living. For appointments, call Riverview Clinic at 218-281-9595. Dr. Parikh has seen patients in both the Crookston and East Grand Forks clinics.
Riverview Health.
What's new? What's new with you? A new house? New car? New acquisition? New addition? Our lives can change fast. Let Evergreen Insurance make sure your insurance needs keep up with what's new in your life. Home, auto, farm, commercial, life, and health. We'll take the time to find the right insurance for you. Call us today or check us out online at evergreeninsuranceagency.com. The people you can rely on. Evergreen Insurance, East Grand Forks.
12 minutes goes back up on our community co-op scoreboard. DGF a 2nd down and 1 on East Grand Forks 28-yard line. And Leach will hand this one off, and a 1st down for Summers. At least it appears so here. No, they're going to call him shy. They needed a yard. He maybe got half.
They got Maverick Martin there on the tackle, did a really good job, and they will give it enough for the 1st down. But Maverick did a really good job, Joel, coming in there, the 6'1" sophomore, to make a play right off the bat and at least make it close there on the run.
Red River Valley Co-op Power Association wishes all the athletes the best of luck. Use your power and energy to do your best. Winning comes through preparation and dedication. Red River Valley Co-op Power Association is dedicated to their customers with energy and power. And a handoff to Summers. And Summers finds open space. His first big run of the game. And this one should be enough for the 1st down. Yeah, it'll be about 11 yards on the pickup.
Ryan Taylor with the shoestring tackle. Otherwise, Summers would have gotten the end zone. And Joel, you just wonder about those 3 offensive plays for East Grand Forks and the 3rd drive now for DGF. I think it's just the old battle of attrition. And East Grand Forks, we're already starting to see some hands on the hips here defensively. They've been on the football field a lot in this 1st half.
And they do have a few one-way players on this team. They'd like to get them some rest. As it's a 1st and 10 at the 16. Inside the red zone are the Rebels. Trying to open up scoring. They'll go to Summers and move towards the right side. Summers at the 10. Dragged the defender with him and is down at the 6.
It's going to be right at the line to gain here, and they're going to mark it just a half a yard shy. Also, Joel, it looks like a concert in here because the middle school kids got their flashlights on their phone, and they're going back and forth to each other waving. So this looks kind of cool from the sidelines.
Yeah, it's been a great atmosphere. Now I'm seeing it now with these kids. It's just kind of Morse code, getting each other some communication. But it's been fun here with all the fans kind of cycling in and out throughout the day. 2nd down and 1, ball at the 6-yard line. And DGF in the driver's seat right now, trying to return to state for the 2nd straight year. And it'll be Summers the run, and Summers the 1st down, and drags the defender into the end zone. That was Ryan Taylor who wrapped him up, and Summers just dragged him all the way in. A 6-yard touchdown run, and the Rebels scoring first.
And able to provide a little bit of pop on the outside, too, here for DGF. They did a really good job. Looked like Jager Sear was part of that leading leading offensive lineman to push him through here for the end zone, Joel.
For Jordan Summers, touchdown number 20. And now the extra point attempt. Hayden Hoff will come out. He has made 16 of them here this season. And here comes the kick. And this one looks like it was deflected, but it's good. Kick is good. It is 7-0 Rebels lead. East Grand Forks will try to answer back when we return. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
The Erickson Smokehouse in Fertile, serving daily lunch and nightly dinner specials. Dine in or carry out 945-6806. As you travel to games this tournament season, stop in before or after at the Erickson Smokehouse for a great meal smoked in-house at the Erickson Smokehouse. Wings, brisket, chicken, and more when you head to the Erickson Smokehouse in Fertile. Wishing good luck to our area teams participating in postseason play. Daily lunch and nightly dinner specials available for dine-in or carry-out 945-6806 at the Erickson Smokehouse in Fertile.
And the kickoff, the Green Wave, able to keep control of the football. And it was another miscue as Ryan Taylor was able to scoop up that loose ball. I believe it was Cooper Smith who had it go through his legs, but the Green Wave keep control of the football this time, and they'll have a 1st and 10 at their 19-yard line.
Joel, how about the drive, though, by DGF? 78 yards, 5 minutes, 55 seconds goes off the clock. And this, Joel, is just the 2nd offensive drive here for East Grand Forks, and we're talking about already 90 seconds into the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, and this has been DGF's specialty. They're the number 2 team in the state, and they're the kid on the playground, Chase. They are amazing at playing keep away, and they've done that well here as it's a 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Carpenter will have a few in the backfield as he sets some men in motion, and this will be a handoff and a big run up the middle. I believe it was Smederberg who got the football and about 5 yards on the pickup for the Green Wave.
Caleb Johnson was trying to wrestle him down there for the tackle. The problem is Smederberg was able to bring Johnson with him for about 3 yards. So that's what the Green Wave needs to do here. Establish a line of scrimmage against DGF. Allow the defense just to find a way to come out and maybe make a little bit of adjustment. But, Joel, they don't need a score here, but they need to definitely try to get the ball to midfield here offensively.
That was a 6-yard pickup. 2nd down and 4. They're at their own 25-yard line. Carpenter will call his cadence, searches around, and they will set Clyde Anderson into the slot, and it will be a handoff and a big bump taken by Smederberg, and he may use a yard or 2 on that. I believe it was Hellerud, Chase. I didn't see whom had that big hit, but as soon as the ball was into the hands of Anderson, he just got the boom.
Yeah, Swenson made the tackle, but Hellerud made the literally shoulder pad to shoulder pad hit. That was the Oklahoma drill in action, Joel, and no one gave an inch.
I'm sorry, that was Smederberg, but yeah, Hellerud just made his way through their chase for that big hit. 3rd down and 4, no gain on that pickup. Green Wave have yet to register a first down. Again, just a couple plays, 3 plays of offense so far today. They'll put 2 in the backfield here on this 3rd down and 4. 9 minutes to go in the first half. And play action, a throw up the middle, and this one to Schumacher. And he may have the first down, and just the first down. It'll come a matter of the spot. Caleb Johnson was all over that on the tackle, and it'll be 4 yards on the pickup.
Really good stick route there. Owen Leach comes up with the tackle, but Joel, the old adage of there's not a yellow line here on the field, but on Sundays and on Saturdays watching college and NFL football, how many times do you yell at your favorite team? Go past the line to catch it. That's exactly what he did with 2 yards to spare. Really nice play there by East Grand Forks.
1st and 10, they are up to their 31-yard line. First completion on the pass attempt. Drew Carpenter, over 50% pass completion rate, 515 yards coming into the game. Again, a very run-heavy team similar to DGF, and we're going to have a flag come down behind the line of scrimmage of DGF.
Dead ball, delay game on offense, 5-yard penalty.
We'll say either had that or the left guard there, Joyik, who is looking at the play clock coming down here. So not something you want to do here for East Grand Forks to stub your toe, but the good news is if you had to do it on a down, Joel, do it on 1st.
1st and 15, back to their 26-yard line. Again, 2nd offensive series for the Green Wave. They do have their first down of the game. Carpenter will come under center. And Carpenter, a handoff goes to Anderson, and he takes a big hit. Caleb Johnson in on the hit, and I believe it's Hillerud again.
Hillerud up top, Johnson down low. That is a Rebel 1-2 punch right there for DGF, and they are hitting hard right now, and that A-gap.
Tell you, that was a 1-yard gain, and you felt every inch of that 1 yard you pick up. 2nd down and 14. They're up to their 27-yard line. 7:45 and counting remaining in the first half. Section 8 3A championship game. Thanks for joining us on YourLiveEvent.com. 5-minute, 56-second scoring drive resulted in the first touchdown of the game for Jordan Summers. East Grand Forks looking to respond here. Dropping back, Carpenter, screen pass, and this one will connect to Schumacher, and Schumacher has the first down. Max Baumgartner had hands around the hips but couldn't bring him down. And that is a 14-yard completion.
Caleb Johnson had a chance to make a play there for DGF. It just went out of his outstretched hands. And Joel, that just looked like a wash that just was going down the other end of the field. Nothing really fancy or pretty about that play, but able to go north to south really quickly. No one made the tackle, and East Grand Forks, as you said, picks up another first down here on the drive.
They're up to the 42-yard line. Down 7-0 on the Community Co-op scoreboard. Carpenter will put himself under center. And it's a handoff to Clyde Anderson. He absorbs a big hit as he will pick up 6.
Hellerud was the one that delivered the hit. Joel, I think if we have an early indication who might be a player of the game or hardest hitter, Hellerud's probably up for that award so far for the Rebels.
Yeah, and credit, I mean, his hard hitting, his line allows him to get through there and hit, but these East Grand Forks running backs have not backed up after taking some of those big hits from Hillerud. It's like a heat-seeking missile out there from the linebacker position. 2nd down and 5. Green Wave at their 47-yard line. Man in motion and Cooper Smith. He'll go from right to left. Another handoff, and this will go to Anderson, and he just forces his way upfield. Smederberg and maybe about a yard or two on the pickup.
It's interesting here on this play call, Joel. If you get 2-3 yards, East Grand Forks would get the ball to start the second half. Would you go for it at midfield if it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2 here for head coach Ryan Kozowski and the Green Wave?
It is a safe. I would imagine it's a safe position, but you're also looking to spark your offense, and maybe that's the play that's going to do that here. 3rd down and 2, ball at the 50. Carpenter under center yet again. And some early movement looked like from DGF, but no call from the official. 4 seconds on the play clock. East Grand Forks has called for a delay of game, and this is a designed run, and it will be Carpenter. And they're at the mercy of the stop of the forward progress as to whether or not it's a first down, and it will be. They needed to, and they got exactly that.
Really nice job, Joel, on the hard count. You almost got DGF to come outside and into the neutral zone, but able to get the couple yards, keep the clock moving here for East Grand Forks. Joel, they have now elapsed 5 minutes here on the drive that started back at their own 19-yard line. And I tell you what, this quarter has been literally, as you mentioned it earlier, a battle of keep away here in the second quarter between these two teams.
Green Wave will break the huddle to the line of scrimmage. It was 22-12 last meeting between these two teams. Clyde Anderson with the ball, and it's a pickup of 6. He kind of squirts his way through there. Colton Wagner finishes off that big gang tackle. But Anderson, he's had 3 carries by my count of 6 yards, 19 yards on 4 carries unofficially. 2nd down and 4, ball at the 41-yard line.
Bare minimum, Joel, this is exactly what the doctor ordered here for East Grand Forks. After that long drive by DGF, you knew that the Green Wave could ill afford to give a 3 and out and give the ball back into that Rebel offense.
They'll put 2 receivers out to the far side, empty field on the near side. 7 seconds on the play clock, and they set Anderson in motion. They went to Smederberg, and he'll get the first down. He is down at the 31-yard line. That's a nice pickup.
Colton Wagner in on the tackle with him as well. You had Brody Friend here for DGF, but we talked about the Rebels line play when they were on offense. Joel, East Grand Forks is giving them their own recipe here a little bit on this drive here for the Green Wave.
Approaching 4 minutes to go in the first half. And a winner will go on to state. DGF trying to make it back-to-back trips. They are the number 2 ranked team in 3A football here in the state of Minnesota. Set in motion is Anderson, and it will go to Smederberg, and Smederberg maybe a yard. It is a plus play. I don't know if it's going to be 1 or 2, but as soon as they sent Anderson in motion, Chase, I think the defense just stayed right with Smederberg and limited him on that run.
Yeah, the 6'1 defensive lineman junior here, Brody O'Keefe, able to make the tackle there. It was one-on-one space, and O'Keefe won the battle. But now, Joel, too, you look up at the clock, both teams with all 3 timeouts. If you're East Grand Forks, you can literally run this half out and try to get it in for 6 and try to tie this puppy up.
2nd down and 8. Handoff comes to Anderson, and this time the defense will stop him. They may have lost a yard. That is Clyde Anderson with the run.
I'm waiting for the pitch play or for the QB there to keep it, Joel. We've seen a lot between the tackles, but I'm waiting to see that toss or possibly the QB keeps it right now and try to get a little bit of eye candy here against this Rebels flying linebacking core right now.
And Anderson actually does get a positive yard on their 3rd down and 7.
And for East Grand Forks, Joel, I think they're going to milk this clock and call a timeout here for Coach Kozowski and literally, in a high school term, get it about to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, you spend a whole Sunday watching football, and you got that in your mind sometimes, Chase. We got a 2-minute warning. No, we don't have that here in high school football or college football. But, I think you're right, though, going back to what you said earlier, is you're going to have to get one of those extra wrinkles into the mix if you're East Grand Forks right now, being in the territory that you are, being how much time you burned off here in the second quarter, and being down 7-0 against a team like DGF, who's just come out hitting hard. Well, it was the Rebels who got the opening kickoff of the football, picked up a first down, and then stalled out. They went to punt, and Cooper Smith fumbled the punt. East Grand Forks DGF had an opportunity to score, stalled out again. First quarter, 3 plays of offense for East Grand Forks. Ball goes back to the Rebels. It was a 78-yard 5-minute, 56-second scoring drive that ended on touchdown number 20 of the season for Jordan Summers. And that is where we stand here right now with 2:25 left in the first half.
8 minutes exactly, Joel, has gone off this clock. It started back at their own 19-yard line, and they're not even past the DGF 30. So this is literally 3 yards in a cloud and dust on an average here for the Greenway, but they'll take it without question. 4-down territory for Coach Kozowski.
3rd down and 7, ball at the 30. Green Wave again burning one of their timeouts, 2 remaining. And they start the play clock. Carpenter out of the pistol, actually out of the shotgun, comes back, looks, throws, and this one is completed. Bouchard will get the ball, and there is a flag down at the 16. Not sure if that's unintentional, but it is a complete pass.
That was going to be defensive pass interference, and we do have an injured Rebel in the backfield here, Joel, as well.
So it's a 14-yard pickup for a first down. And we'll see where they spot it.
Victor Sosa Kramanoff coming off here, Joel, under his own pressure for DGF. That's a big defensive and offensive cog here for the Rebels.
And some movement from the sideline for East Grand Forks. Have not seen an official call yet. So the ball will go to the 16-yard line.
What about the same difference, Joel, with the catch and with the pass interference call there? So maybe about 1 yard difference if you don't take it or if you do take the penalty.
Yeah, I think they have to do some quick math to make sure they're on the right page there. 1st and 10 there at the 16-yard line is East Grand Forks, down 7-0. Ball into the hands of Clyde Anderson and a run towards the right side, and a flag will come down after the play was dead.
Max Baumgartner in on the tackle, Flay coming from the near side, and sometimes you wonder if a hold or a face mask will come here, as that was called a little bit later after the play when I was just about ready to finish up.
And we are stopped exactly, there's that 2-minute warning, Chase, here before we go into halftime.
Speaking into existence, as they always say, right, in broadcasting, there's never an announcer's jinx.
And so how about this for a big penalty, Chase? Now all of a sudden you're get a 1st and goal. Ball will be at their 7-yard line. That face mask puts them half the distance to the goal.
Now, you can really milk the clock, but again, where that penalty came in from, you wonder if it was a hold or a face mask going downhill, and it was the face mask. So East Grand Forks, Joel, you got all your bag open here offensively, and you don't have to be in a hurry at all with 2 timeouts.
It'll be Anderson and Schmiedeberg in the backfield. And they will go to Schmiedeberg, run towards the left side, couldn't find open space, and he may lose a yard or 2 as Brody O'Keefe finishes off the gang tackle.
Yeah, Max Baumgartner blew up the play, though, at 6'3", 260, a senior. He looked like, Joel, he was back in the August two-a-days with the sled, and he was in the middle, and he was specifically moving the sled 2-3 yards. He absolutely blew up that play right off the bat there. That would be the old hockey assist if we kept those in football.
They will lose yards, 2nd down and 7. The gang tackling on both sides of the football tonight, Chase, has been impressive as Anderson and Schmiedeberg in the backfield. Approaching 1:15 left to play in this first half. Dropping back is Carpenter. Look, shot at the end zone, intercepted! Big time interception, and I believe it's Caleb Johnson. No, rather it's Owen Leach, and he is forced out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So a 30-yard return. Back-to-back playoff games with interceptions for Owen Leach.
Owen Leach saw that play earlier on a 3rd down. They ran the stick route for 6 yards. That time they were looking for 7 to get in the end zone. Owen Leach playing free safety, pretty much just reading the quarterback sides the entire way. They sent 2 players to the far side of the field here, Joel, or my near sideline, and Leach absolutely baited the quarterback right there. Was just waiting for that play, hoping he would go to the inside instead of the outside receiver. And fortunate for East Grand Forks, Joel, to make the tackle there. Otherwise, that would have been a pick 6 without question.
Back-to-back big interceptions, and Chase, that's the instinct you get being a two-way player, especially at the quarterback position as Leach comes back on the snap. He is flushed out to the near side. Hero throw and connects on the pass, and it will be a 1st down.
And I think DGF here, we'll see if they call a timeout or not. They got 3 in their back pocket, Joel. And reminder, East Grand Forks gets the ball to start the second half, so DGF going to be in a hurry here.
Big completion to O'Keefe. O'Keefe had the winning touchdown last week in that win against TRF, and dropping the ball was Leach. He'll recover, and he'll connect. Wide open space. Sheely is left unguarded, and he is tackled at the 24-yard line.
Nobody was in the zip code on the far sideline here, and I think that's why Leach dropped the ball immediately. Joey's going, I got someone as far open between here and DGF. I got to get it to him.
Timeout taken by DGF. Chase, we can talk up and down about DGF's ability to run the football, but how about this? Completions of 14, 7, 15, 19 yards. DGF has added that to their offense, and it's been huge here.
Oh, that's been the difference maker. I said coming into the game, maybe if you have a team like DGF throw the ball over 10 times, you're probably feeling pretty good if you're East Grand Forks. But I remember what you said, Joel. Maybe you have a wrinkle. You're in really nice conditions. You're inside the Fargo Dome here. You're playing against a team that knows that you like to run the football. And Owen Leach, hey, at 6'6", throws a really good ball. They are definitely taking advantage through the air here for DGF in terms of their big playmaking ability.
And that's a double-edged sword, too, going back to the drive for East Grand Forks, Chase, is that you want to take the ball away from them as much as you can as possible. You have that long, almost 8-minute drive. It ends in an interception. Those are minutes you're not going to be able to get back in quarter 3 and quarter 4.
No, and that's one, too, where, even if you don't get any points down there, the problem is on the pick, it could be going the other way awfully quickly. And how much of a momentum play, Joel, was that just bare minimum from a DGF point of view? But if you can put it in the end zone, you felt like you might have an early knockout punch here in this section title game.
44 seconds to go at the half. DGF trying to add on to this 7-point lead. And ball through the legs of Leach. It's going to be picked up by Wally. Wally tracked back to the 35, and he is finally brought down by Frost. That is a big loss. They're at the 23. They will come back to the 33, so a 10-yard loss.
For the Rebels, that's okay in terms of you still have one timeout. However, Joel, the clock does stop with the first. It does stop when you're out of bounds. So more than likely a passing. You could do a delayed draw, try to get a little bit closer. But we know with Leach's arm, bare minimum, you already are in the range of throwing a Hail Mary if you don't get anything from here on the next couple of plays.
37 seconds left to go on the Community Co-op scoreboard here in the first half. DGF getting their lone touchdown of this game. Jordan Summers, a 6-yard touchdown run. Touchdown number 19 of his season. We'll see how much closer he has gotten himself to a 2,000 rushing yard season. Last playoff game that won against Thief River Falls, I want to say last week, but it was just a few days ago. 29 carries, 130 yards, a touchdown. Here comes a 2nd down and 20 back at the 23-yard line, and left wide open is O'Keefe again, and he'll get the first down. Two big plays to O'Keefe, and they'll take that timeout. Actually, they're going to call him shy. They're going to say it's 19 and a half.
East Grand Forks coaches are saying, well, if it was not a first down, there should be some more time that possibly would have went off the clock before Coach Soderberg called the timeout, because DGF, Joel, if you don't need to call it there, if it's a first down, clock would have stopped. But if it continues to roll and it's short by a yard, there probably should have been a couple extra seconds coming off the clock there after the play.
Stay tuned for the half. We'll get you some unofficial numbers from the first half of this game, which has been a heck of a ball game so far, kind of what we've expected through these first 2 quarters. Again, time of possession has been a big part of this, and turnovers, because right now if DGF finishes this one with a touchdown, then that turnover going to go a little bit extra here so far in this game. You can't blink, you can't flinch in a game of possessions like this. You can't give DGF those extra opportunities. 3rd down and 2, ball at the 14-yard line. Leach fumbles the snap and is popped down in the backfield. Cole Beast gets his way through. That's a name chase we've said a whole lot in the first half of this game.
Yeah, and DGF has to get the line here quickly, Joel.
So Leach brought down for a loss, and East Grand Forks getting the football. An interception. This one into the hands of Cooper Smith.
Good defensive stand there by East Grand Forks. You'll take it, and you'll gladly take this into the half as well, Joel. Just being down by 7 in a game that East Grand Forks probably feels like it should be evens after having a really good drive picked off by Owen Leach. But the bend but don't break. You gave up 1 or 2 big plays there, but when it mattered most, you forced DGF to a 4th down. Time was running. Got them a little bit ahead of schedule in terms of the play that they wanted to call, and then just really good defense there by East Grand Forks. And if you're Owen Leach, you had to find a way to make a play there, Joel. Is going to be a turnover on downs regardless, so this doesn't hurt them here from a DGF point of view.
6 seconds to go in the first half. And East Grand Forks wants to go in the locker room down by a score. Carpenter will take the knee, and the clock will run out, and we have played 1 complete half here at the Fargo Dome in the Section 8 3A championship game. DGF 7, East Grand Forks 0. First half numbers coming your way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
Farmers, are you shopping for a bank that has many flexible options tailored to fit your farm's unique financing needs? Franzen Bank is an approved Farmer Mac lender, meaning they can offer long-term, fixed-rate loans on equipment, land, operating lines of credit, and more. Being a Farmer Mac approved lender also means Franzen Bank can get you a decision quickly. Learn more at franzenbank.com/farmermac. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Your winter home destination is calling. Arizona, here you come. Make your real estate dreams come true with Jennifer Calba at Keys to Your Dreams Realty. Jennifer is from the Red River Valley and is licensed in Arizona and welcomes you to find your winter destination in the Grand Canyon State, just like she and her family have done. Call 218-261-0953 and visit keystoyourdreamsrealty.com. Equal housing opportunity. Solutions, Hitterdall, Minnesota.
We're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Escape the Minnesota winter, March 10th through 19th, as we become immersed in Hawaiian culture and take in the breathtaking views of Oahu, Kauai, and Maui. Enjoy a balance of scheduled must-see attractions and free time to relax in paradise. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, for more information.
We've been around long enough to know that research in the lab reaps rewards in the field. At the Ses van der Haaf Innovation Center, we're working to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. We're dedicated to improving what we produce, so you can be too. Contact your local Ses van der Haaf dealer to learn about our varieties suited for your soils. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Ses van der Haaf, a passion that grows.
We are back at the half on our Community Co-op scoreboard. DGF 7, East Grand Forks scoreless. It's the Section 8 3A championship game here on YourLiveEvent.com. And Chase, it was a matter of seconds and minutes, and time of possession belongs to DGF, but East Grand Forks, they didn't score, but they had a long possession of their own. It is going to come right down to attrition when this game is said and done.
Yeah, East Grand Forks was knocking on the doorstep there, with a second and goal opportunity. 9 minutes and 39 seconds went off the clock, Joel, and they are unable to get in the end zone. On the opposite side for DGF, their rushing touchdown by Summers capped a 5-minute, 55-second drive that went 78 yards down the field. There's been a couple of turnovers, 3 total in the game. At DGF so far, they've had 4 possessions. East Grand Forks only with 3. Very reminiscent of what we talked about in the first half, kind of playing keep away, and that's how this game has definitely started. If you're East Grand Forks, only down by 7, you get the ball to start the second half, you'll take it, but you feel like, Joel, you probably should be tied with DGF after the end of that second quarter kind of went before the pick there by Owen Leach.
Our scoreless first quarter of play. DGF received the opening kickoff. They got themselves a quick first down that came their way, and then they were forced to punt. Cooper Smith fumbled the punt. DGF got the football in plus territory, had to punt again. East Grand Forks ran 3 plays of offense. The ball went back to DGF, and as Chase mentioned, that 5-minute, 56-second, 78-yard scoring drive ending on a 6-yard touchdown run. That became touchdown number 20 of the season for Jordan Summers. And then that long drive by East Grand Forks. They took a shot at the end zone, and it was an interception for Owen Leach, his second postseason interception, a 30-yard return. They bring the ball inside of the 20. 2 big losses for a play, an interception for Cooper Smith. And then that is how the first quarter would end, with a 7-0 score on our Community Co-op scoreboard. We'll get our unofficial first half numbers coming up. We'll also get a recap of scores from other games played here today, as it's been a busy day of football at the Fargo Dome. We'll be back on YourLiveEvent.com.
Thunder Seed has over 4 generations of experience in the field. Through innovation, technology, and hard work, we put farmers first by providing high-quality products. We pride ourselves on developing quality soybean, corn, wheat, and corn silage seed for dealers and growers across our region. We are invested in being your partner throughout the full cycle of your harvest. Thunder Seed, first in the field, family-owned and farmers first.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Harvest is here, and that means we all need to be careful. Hello, this is Bethany Rentz with Irie Insurance. We want to make sure everyone up and down the valley has a safe and successful harvest. Take extra special care in your travels. Slow-moving combines, mud-covered roads, and debris are just a few things during harvest that can be dangerous. So take your time, watch your surroundings, and most of all, be patient and slow down. For more harvest safety tips, go to irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
Red River Valley Co-op Power Association wishes all the athletes best of luck. Use your power and energy to do your best. Winning comes through preparation and dedication. Red River Valley Co-op Power Association is dedicated and proud to provide their customers with energy and power. 7-0 DGF leads East Grand Forks in the Section 8 3A championship game here on YourLiveEvent.com. Some unofficial numbers for DGF. 75 passing yards, 54 rushing yards, 129 yards of offense. Quarterback Owen Leach, 5 for 7, 75 yards and an interception. Jordan Summers, 11 carries and a touchdown, 51 yards of offense. The big target has been Brody O'Keefe, 2 catches, 35 yards for the DGF Rebels. Numbers for the East Grand Forks Green Wave, 38 yards passing, 31 yards rushing, 69 total yards of offense. Quarterback Drew Carpenter, he is 3 for 4 with an interception. He has targeted 2 big players. Sam Schumacher, 2 catches, 18 yards. Oh, well, Damian Brushaw has a catch for 20 yards. The rushing game, well, it's been Cly Anderson, 6 carries, 12 yards. Caleb Schmiedeberg, 6 carries, 10 yards. And Levi Anderson, 4 yards, 5 yards on 2 carries for Drew Carpenter. Again, 31 rushing yards coming into this game for the East Grand Forks Green Wave. They had very limited offensive looks in that first quarter, and it shows on those numbers. Chase, the total number of yards may not be there, but it really came on that big, impressive drive in the second quarter. Unfortunately for East Grand Forks, didn't end on a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? So now all of a sudden, what you're going to regroup. I mean, they've had 3 possessions, but the third one there was to end the half. So you had a 3-and-out to start, and then you just had play after play after play on the second possession. So what are we going to see here? But so far, Joel, it's been the non-big play. We haven't seen that 40, 50-yard broken tackle that goes for a touchdown. If we've seen it, it's been more from the screen variety for East Grand Forks. On the opposite side for DGF, we've seen some good runs by Summers, but it's been Owen Leach through the air that has been really the big playmaking ability so far for DGF in terms of 10, 15, 20 yards down the field.
And as we mentioned, this is game 4 of 4 being played out here today. Chase, what are some other games we've seen played? Some teams that have punched their ticket on the state.
Yeah, congrats to Monoman Wab and the Thunderbirds, 32-0 over Red Lake County. The Warbirds win the Section 8A of football championship in 9-man earlier today. Kitson County Central down 14-0 at the half against Goodrich Grigla. Picks up the win 35-20. The Bearcats win the Minnesota Section 8 9-man football championship. And then a final, it started earlier today here at the Fargo Dome right over the noon hour. Fertile Beltrami goes back-to-back with a 46-14 win over Black Duck. The Falcons again win the Section 6 9-man football championship for the second consecutive season. And Joel, we're not done yet. Another football game coming up tomorrow night.
Yeah, we do have more football coming tomorrow night. It will be Crookston against Barnesville, about an 8 o'clock start time. We'll have that right here on yourliveevent.com. Of course, a full slate of North Dakota playoff football coming your way as well. Check yourliveevent.com for our schedules. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. On our Community Co-op scoreboard, DGF 7, East Grand Forks 0. We'll be back with more on yourliveevent.com.
Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada with this just arrived 2018 model MT740 Challenger with 18-inch tracks, 2,000 hours, 400 horsepower, 6 remotes, CVT transmission, priced at $305,000. New trade Versatile 846 with 18 4x38 tires, 1 owner tractor priced at $39,000. And don't forget the early order discount program now for Amity Bead Equipment. Talk to Chuck or Neil at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada, 218-784-2961.
This is Nick Gordon, your ag business banker at American Federal Bank in Ada. I'm proud to call Ada my hometown and look forward to helping you with any of your ag, business, or other banking needs. I would enjoy visiting with you and help you achieve your goals. Please come by the bank or call me, Kasha, or Carly at American Federal Bank in Ada, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Are you thinking about moving to an assisted living facility? Consider Benedictine Living Community in Ada. Located in the heart of the Red River Valley, Benedictine's Ada campus includes Benedictine Care Community, a 49-bed skilled nursing facility, and Mission Court, an 18-unit assisted living facility that shares a campus with Essentia Health Ada. That means you have full access to health care directly on site. Benedictine Living Community in Ada. Learn more online at www.blcada.org or give them a call at 218-784-5001.
Have you seen the huge selection of used vehicles that Christian Motors of Fertile has? Stop by the lot, talk with one of the guys about the huge selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, and so much more. They've got a great selection of used vehicles right now. You can view them at christianmotors.com or christiancarsonline.com. One of the biggest selection of used vehicles around, it's Christian Motors. They're proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer, Highway 32 North in Fertile.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
For all of your insurance needs, contact the Lynn Fords Insurance Agency with locations in Fosston, Bagley, Clearbrook, Mahnomen, and Ada.
Harvest is here, and that means we all need to be careful. Hello, this is Bethany Rentz with Irie Insurance. We want to make sure everyone up and down the valley has a safe and successful harvest. Take extra special care in your travels. Slow-moving combines, mud-covered roads, and debris are just a few things during harvest that can be dangerous. So take your time, watch your surroundings, and most of all, be patient and slow down. For more harvest safety tips, go to irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
DGF 7, East Grand Forks scoreless, but they will begin the second half with the football as we are back in the Section 8-3A championship game. I'm Joel Morgan, Chase Speller on the sideline, Joey Knuckles on the camera here. On the camera for game 4 of 4 of today, and what has been a busy day at the Fargo Dome and another busy day coming tomorrow. If you're a football fan, great chance to watch some great high school football played here, as one of these teams will be the 4th team to punch their ticket onto state here today. East Grand Forks offense, again, their numbers, just 69 yards of offense in the first half. So deceiving because they only had 2 possessions. One of them was an 8-minute possession, as this one will be on the ground. Live football is picked up at the 25-yard line, and the Green Wave will get a return near their 40. DGF tried to get him off guard, but East Grand Forks responds big. And we'll see where the spot comes down. Should be about the 37-yard line.
A really good starting field position here for East Grand Forks, Joel. They've had it at their own 30-19, and then again at the 7 there to end the half. So best starting field position of the day for Coach Kozowski's club here from East Grand Forks.
East Grand Forks 6-4 on the season, 5-2 in the region. They lost to DGF 22-12, and the fourth, make that their 4th game of the season. And this will be a handoff, and it'll come to Schmiedeberg, and he was able to at least gain the original line of scrimmage on a play that could have been a loss of about 2 or 3.
For a Rebel fan, good to see Victor Sosa Krabanoff back out there. He was limping off the field a little bit to end the second quarter, Joel, so good to see him back out there. And then the tackle made there by Colton Wagner here, the senior defensive lineman for the Rebels.
2nd down and 9, ball at the 38-yard line. Shaw and Cooper make that. Taylor also will be out there. Numbers on the far side receiver-wise. Set in motion is Levi Anderson. It'll be a handoff and a run to the near side. Schmiedeberg, and he will get about 5 or 6 on the play before being stopped. That was Brody Friend with the tackle.
Great job by Friend staying home on that play, Joel. Able to stay there and not let it be more than what it was, which is now a 3rd down opportunity defensively here for the Rebels.
Rebels have not lost a game this season. Last year were bumped in the first round of the playoffs by a tough Annandale team on Chase. All the elements you could face in that game against Annandale last year. This time inside here again for another trip onto state. 3rd down and 2. Green Wave at their own 45-yard line. And the handoff will go to Clyde Anderson, the lead back, and he'll get an extra push for the 1st down.
Really good job there by Drew Carpenter to keep that football after you had Clyde Anderson there, Joel, open up the hole. So really good job, just a little QB ISO play and able to pick up the 1st down.
For Carpenter, that is his third carry, 9 yards unofficially. Almost 200 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns on the season. Those QB rushing numbers always so deceiving by how many yards you lose when you take a knee, how many yards you lose when you get sacked. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And another designed run. He'll come around the outside. This time the defense all over him.
Hellerud able to make the tackle, also with him, Brody O'Keefe able to make the stop. But going back to DGF against Ellendale last year, Joel, you mentioned about the game kicked off, no flurries, overcast skies, and it got white awfully quick down there in Buffalo. And then you had to go up against a weird offense where they had literally a platoon. It was either shotgun or it was under center just every other possession. So DGF did a really good job hanging around that football game, being a little banged up last season, Joel, as well.
Yeah, they were banged up. They saw an offense they had never seen before, and then got it within 3 points. They'd like a chance to avenge that. East Grand Forks would like to make their first tournament in a very long time. As dropping back is Carpenter. He wants to run again and is stopped at the 45-yard line. That is a 5-yard pickup. Carpenter took a high hit and just kept the legs moving. If you're a coach, Chase, you point to that and say, that's why you always come low on the tackle, because Carpenter took a heck of a hit and just kept moving.
Yeah, when you're Owen Leach again and you stand at 6'6" and you look at Carpenter who stands at 5'6", Joel, that's literally a foot of difference. And Carpenter did a really good job too, stretching the ball to try to get an extra half yard or a yard there on the play.
3rd down and 4. Plus territory right now for the Green Wave, down 7-0. This is coming up on a 4-minute scoring drive to begin the second half, and Carpenter rolling out. Carpenter runs. He has a first down, tackle at the 39-yard line, and a flag will come down after the play. I don't think it's going to affect the yardage he picked up on the first down.
Right off the bat, there could have been a possibly false start. Nothing was given there. Where this flag's coming in, it's either face mask or holding. 90% of the time it's a face mask, Joel. We've already seen a personal foul face mask go against the Rebels in the second quarter for 15 yards.
Will be a face mask, second one called against the Rebels. Ball will be at their 32-yard line. DGF fans, I don't think they like that one, Chase. I don't know, I can't tell by their reaction right now.
It was inadvertent, hence the 5 yards, but again, you had 2 guys trying to rip at the football, just incidental contact. It was the right call just for the 5 yards there, Joel.
1st and 10, 32-yard line this time for East Grand Forks. They got inside the 10, an interception ended that 8-minute drive. As we now approach 4-minute territory on this drive, the first of the second half. Carpenter with the run up to the 30, maybe 29-yard line, and he'll get 3 yards. Carpenter in this second half has had 4 carries. Make that 5 carries here in the second half.
East Grand Forks are trying to fire off the ball here. Sidlick here, Caleb was one of those, a senior at 6'4", 240, just trying to get that leverage here against the 3-down linemen here against the Rebels.
2nd down and 8, ball at the 30-yard line. You know, on that drive that ended in the interception, it was the passing that was surprising for East Grand Forks. On this drive so far, it's been the fact that Drew Carpenter has been the number 1 option with the football, and Schmiedeberg absorbs another big hit, and that one will be good for about 3.
Caleb Johnson was able to deliver the pad-popping hit right there for the 6'1" sophomore at 205. Really good tackling right off the bat. We've seen it consistently here for DGF, Joel. More times than not, if they don't make the first player to make the hit, doesn't come down with the tackle, able to try to bring the East Grand Forks running back or quarterback off their rocker, and then really good swarming tackle follows that here for Coach Soderberg's defense.
3rd down and 6. Ball at the Rebels' 28-yard line. 7-0 our score on the Community Co-op scoreboard. Green Wave looking for the first points of the night, and a handoff and a run to the right side. Schmiedeberg, maybe 2, and he'll bring up a 4th down.
You really wonder how many possessions you're going to get in the second half. Almost half the quarter, Joel, has been off the clock here in this third. If East Grand Forks does not get this 4th down opportunity, all of a sudden you start wondering, you might only get maybe 1-2 the way this football game is going if you don't get the first down here.
Drew Carpenter, quarterback/kicker, 3 for 4 on field goal attempts. They won't go for that though here. And it's getting louder here on the Rebels side of the stadium. 4th down and 3. And we're going to get a whistle, and I believe it's going to be a timeout for the Green Wave. And Colton Wagner, the defensive end for DGF, was just kind of wound so tight waiting for that big play. And he saw the official come out and wave his hands, and you see him signaling false start. And then he looked at the sideline and they go, no, timeout. He signals back to his timeline. I mean, everyone had eyes on that play before that timeout taken by Ryan Kozowski here for the Green Wave. A nearly 6-minute drive here where they are trying to respond to get in the third quarter. And you're right, Chase, is how many times are you going to touch the football? How many more times do you have left here in this 18 minutes of game time?
Well, and right before the timeout, it was going to be a play action because they had the two receivers going straight out, and then they had a delayed tight end in Samuel Schumacher, who probably would have been wide open. The question would have been, would a Carpenter had enough time to throw the football with what DGF had on the line? I think that's why Coach Kozowski called the timeout, seeing that, okay, we might not get enough time. But it's true, Joel, the way DGF's been able to play keep away as well, you might only get the ball one more time if you don't get the first down here.
Clyde Anderson, Caleb Schmiedeberg in the backfield, 4th down and 3. Play clock has started. Play action, Carpenter, shot, deep downfield, Bouchard knocked away! Brody Friend breaks up the touchdown pass attempt, and it will be a turnover on downs.
Really good job by Friend, one-on-one opportunity. Carpenter gave his wide receiver a shot just a hair underthrown, which allowed Friend to get there and swat that football away. DGF defense, again, Joel, gives up some yards, gives it up a little bit between the 20s and the 20s, but when they need to make a stand, able to do so with the Leach pick, and then the Friend batted football right there.
1st and 10, Rebels on their 25-yard line. A drive that they would love to finish in the final quarter of this game. And a run to the near side for Summers, and he is greeted by pressure at the 30. That'll be a 5-yard pickup on his 12th carry of the game, first carry of the second half.
That's really tough for East Grand Forks. 9 minutes, 39 seconds goes off the clock in the second quarter. You don't score. 5 minutes and 4 seconds, Joel, 6 minutes and 4 seconds goes off the clock in the third quarter, and you don't score. You just wonder how many of those opportunities, again, are you going to get here? And if DGF right now, Joel, again, they don't need to necessarily put the ball in the end zone. If they can at least flip the field, take what they've been able to do, we could be talking about the fourth quarter sooner rather than later.
2nd down and 5, ball at the 30. There'll be 3 in the backfield this time, and it will go to the lead back in Macheski, and he may have a first down. They needed 5, and he got exactly 5. Macheski's second carry, he's got 10 yards on 2 carries.
Thinking of Macheski again, just to make the defense have to honor him, and then you bring a bulldozing back like Summers, and then you bring the free strider like an Owen Leach. That just becomes a triple offense, triple option, Joel. That's maybe not like the old triple option, but it's 3 guys that's awfully tough to defend.
They'll go the same formation, 3 in the backfield, and this time they go to Summers, and Summers to the 40, and he ran into Zedlick, and then the whole team came in on the mix, but still positive yards. Summers will grab 3.
Old school football, wishbone football, fullback right behind the centers. Then you got 2 up, man, and then where are you going to go? This is normally, we see a lot of counters. We see some traps and pullers. We see kickouts. It is hard-nosed football here between the Wave and the Rebels tonight. I like it. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be sore after playing this football game, Joel. There's been a lot of really good hitting so far.
2nd down and 6, ball at the 41-yard line. On top of the physical play, this is part of the season, Chase, where you've played so much football, and Leach will fumble the snap and just gets right back up to the 40. They won't lose anything, at least I believe they won't. We'll see where the official spotted, and it will be for a loss of 2.
You know, what Leach was trying to do is fake the dive, then come back around and give it to the tailback, but by the time he was trying to fake the dive, the ball came out of his hands. Fortunate for Owen to pick up and at least get as much literally from the south to the north end zone here at the Fargo Dome to minimize the damage. But this is a passing situation, and DGF has had some success here through the air, Joel. We'll see how they try to go through it on this 3rd and long.
3rd down and 7. Ball on the 40. Leach rolling back. Has time. The 6'6 quarterback tries to elude the first tackle. He can't. Zedlick, I believe, with the sack. And this will put him back to the 30. That's a loss of 10.
Where's your Jared Allen lasso right there? Because that's exactly what Sedlick was able to do, Joel. He just was able to shut off the blocker and then able to barrel roll Owen Leach down for the sack.
Talk about possessions, Chase. This will be the second possession of this quarter for East Grand Forks, and where they are forcing Owen Leach to punt from, they could start this drive inside of East Grand Forks territory. And this punt skied up. They'll call for the catch, and it'll be made at the 48-yard line, and Cooper Smith will hang on to the football. So a nice defensive stand for the East Grand Forks Green Wave that earns them the football back. And the only touchdown we see in this game, that came back in quarter number 2, and that was Summers' 20th touchdown of the season.
Really good, again, to start this quarter. It was the best starting field position of the game at the 37. They're winning the battle of field position here, Joel, now starting at their own 48-yard line. The question is, can they get over the dam? Can they break the Great Wall of China? Can they get into the end zone here for the Green Wave now?
2 minutes, 38 seconds left to play in the third quarter. 7-0 on our Community Co-op scoreboard. Carpenter under center is going to roll out towards the near side. He wants to run, and he'll stumble his way back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, it may be a loss of a yard, and now a second down, and that's just kind of a broken play. I think he got his blocking a little crossed up there on that run attempt.
Saw a lot of inside between the tackles, and now to start the third quarter, we're starting to see Anderson stretch the boundary a little bit more. We are curious what would be some of the adjustments going out of half, and that's been there a little bit for East Grand Forks. Just now you're playing a little bit more behind the sticks than what you did on your first drive of the third quarter.
East Grand Forks has not been to state since 2010. Scott Oliver's first, when he was their head coach, that was his first season. Now a second down and 10, so no loss of yards on the play. Carpenter dropping back, heel look, takes a deep shot, and no one was there. Caleb Smederberg was the intended receiver, and he just got held up by the coverage. Incompletion will stop time with 1:46 left to play. 2004 was the only time this Green Wave team has won a championship. This is a program that's been a part of the 9-man ranks at some points during their existence. And Sam Schumacher, the tight end, his father, one of the coaches on that state championship team. Chase, they were here at the Fargo Dome playing for a section championship. Schumacher's mom goes into labor. Dad has to run to the hospital.
And speaking of running, here's a timeout by Ryan Kozowski.
We'll take a timeout, 1:46 to go, and they want to stop some time. So this Green Wave team, Chase, has not seen the state tournament a whole lot, and this would be a big opportunity for a team that got off to a slow start. They had lost 3 of their first 4, would go on to win 3 of their next 4 in the regular season, then wins against Roseau and Perham. Roseau they did not see in the regular season, while Perham, a team that they lost to 14-11. So they bounced back with the win.
And it's one of those where, again, it's a chance to maybe get a little bit of a revenge tour, so to speak, sometimes once you get to a section tournament like we're seeing right now for East Grand Forks. But also, Joel, the one thing I'm noticing on the scoreboard now, if you're East Grand Forks, 2 timeouts already taken compared to none by DGF. So, again, you wonder how many chances do you get in a football game? Well, here's another chance for East Grand Forks only be down by 1 possession to try to get something stirred up here on a 3rd down and long.
Green Wave will come back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 there at the 48-yard line. And I think we're going to have a neutral zone infraction against DGF.
We've seen the flags go against DGF a little bit more here, Joel, with a couple of face masks, that encroachment here as well in this football contest.
Yeah, those 5 yards big here. You now get yourself a 3rd down and 5. $1:44 left to go in the third quarter. Make that a 3rd down and 6. Carpenter drops back, takes a shot, will connect, and it was a pitch to Schmiedeberg, and he is free for the first down. Chase the hook and ladder for the first down.
There wasn't a big window to do the hook and ladder. First of all, we saw the stick play a number of times, and here comes Schmiedeberg, scooting and boogieing out of the backfield, Joel. And by the time I saw him coming around, my mind's going, is that a hook and ladder? It is a hook and ladder. And there wasn't, that was like a bounce pass on the hard court because DGF defended that awfully well to only just give up a first down on a gadget play like that.
Credit Smith for sticking with the play. Schmiedeberg, he had to run hard to get through that tough defense of DGF, but the ball stays in the hands of the Green Wave with a minute 34 left in the third quarter.
And now Brady O'Keefe will come out here and get looked at, so Jordan Summers returns, and now for DGF. O'Keefe kind of took the brunt of that hit on the bottom of the pile for the Rebels.
Green Wave, their second offensive possession here in quarter number 3. Trailing 7-0. And this will be a big run for Schmiedeberg, and he gains 4. Schmiedeberg missed some time this season with injury, was a two-way player, slated to be a two-way player to start the year. And of course, when you come back from injury, Chase, you play to your strength, and he has remained in the backfield.
He has remained in the backfield, and the one problem that he's seen on the opposite side is Macheski has kind of been around him a lot, able to make that last tackle as well. But the one nice thing that from an East Grand Forks point of view, Joel, you're getting positive yards. Even if it's 2, it's still positive here.
Second down and 8, ball at the 38-yard line of DGF. Carpenter under center, and he will go to Schmiedeberg again, and maybe another pickup of 2.
You can give a tackle to a number of them. Macheski was there. Bumgarner was there. That was a host of Rebels. Victor Sosa Krabenhoff, who I don't think we talk about enough for some of the dirty work he does for Coach Soderberg's team.
And that was actually Anderson with the carry. He gets 2. Third down and 5. Ball at the 35-yard line, inside of 30 left to play in this third quarter. I'd imagine this will be the final play of the quarter. Carpenter rolls out. He comes to run. First down and extends to the 29-yard line. Case, that is Carpenter's 6th carry of the 7th carry of the second half.
Well, what they do is they run the option play, and all that you're waiting for is the quarterback to make a decision. He does, gets the cut, able to get the stretch after the tackle there by Caleb Johnson, but a really good option play, just waited to see a little bit of daylight. Once Carpenter got it, able to get the first down for East Grand Forks.
And East Grand Forks already conceding that they will not run a play here as the third quarter winds down to 0. We have played 3 complete on our community co-op scoreboard here at the Fargo Dome, the Section 8 3A championship game. DGF 7, East Grand Forks 0.
Hey, what you doing? Crawling around under my planter trying to figure out if I need any maintenance parts replaced.
It's harvest time, buddy.
Yeah, I know, but the guys at RDK Enterprises keep reminding me to check now, just in case I need something ordered.
What do I look for?
Just give RDK a call and ask some questions. They are the guys I go to for answers.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. We will answer all of your planter questions or come out to your farm and take a look at your planter. Give us a call, 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
7-0 DGF leading East Grand Forks, but the Green Wave driving to tie as 12 minutes goes back up on our community co-op scoreboard. The touchdown for Jordan Summers back in the second quarter stands at the only points we've seen today. DGF trying to make it 2 straight years in the state football tournament. We are set to go. Ball at the 29-yard line of the Rebels. And it'll be Anderson, finds open space around, and then Jordan Summers closed that out. Big tackle for Summers.
And give Chandler Bosick as well in on the tackle here for DGF. A little bit of eye candy from my point of view on the sidelines, Joel, on the East Grand Forks side. I lost the football there for a second, looking for Carpenter to maybe throw it down the field, and all of a sudden, here's an East Grand Forks person that's getting tackled. So I guess DGF played the play awfully well.
Second down and 8. Ball to the 27-yard line. 1 receiver out on either side. 2 in the backfield for Drew Carpenter. And Carpenter, play action, and he will pitch this one over, and it comes to Smederberg, and he is stopped for no gain.
Friend able to get off his block and make the tackle. That's the one time we've seen that option play actually go to the pitch. DGF did a really good job forcing Carpenter to not cut it back up. And curious how the DGF Rebels have continued to play defense, Joel. They give about 5-10 yards off the ball to either receiver to not get burned deep. And then they just really have a free high safety here in Owen Leach that's made the tackle. So you're putting a lot of pressure on your front 8 guys here to make plays. And for Coach Soderberg, those front 8 guys have really been the difference maker so far here tonight.
3rd down and 8, ball at the 27-yard line. Time not on the side of the Green Wave, and they will pitch this one back. Smederberg takes a shot at the end zone, intercepted. Smederberg throws an interception, and it will be Owen Leach, his 2nd pick of the game.
Trying to get tricky there after a holding penalty, so trying to pull out your gadget play, unable to get much with it. The only good thing here, Joel, for the Green Wave is that it's realistically right on the doorstep here of the end zone for the Rebels, but another missed opportunity here where you're able to move the ball down the field and unable to capitalize on the 5th drive of the evening here for East Grand Forks.
That is 2 long drives that ended in interceptions inside the 10 for the East Grand Forks Green Wave. Again, time not on their side as the offensive unit comes out for the DGF Rebels, and Owen Leach will come under center and will put the hands in Summer, his deep back, and Summer will gain about 2 on the run.
Really difficult here. The opening punt goes for a fumble, and then you have to punt on a 3-and-out. Interception, half, turnover on downs, and interception, Joel, on the so far drive chart here for East Grand Forks.
Approaching the 10-minute mark here of quarter number 4. DGF looking to stay perfect this season. They would be 10-0 with a win here on again, back-to-back trips onto state. 2nd down and 7, ball at their own 7-yard line, and a handoff to the lead back, and Macheski, and he gains 3.
Double team tackle there from East Grand Forks. Part of the party was Sam Frost. Large 3rd down here again, Joel, because East Grand Forks only has 1 timeout. You can ill afford to give up 3 yards and a first down, 3 yards and a first down here to DGF, but this is what the Rebels want. 3rd and 2. This is right in their wheelhouse here for Coach Soderberg and DGF.
DGF doesn't have to hurry to get this play moving. They do have all 3 timeouts. They do have time on the play clock. Every second that they take is a second the ball is out of the hands of East Grand Forks, regardless of this drive, ends with a touchdown as Leach is back under center, and he will go to Summers, and Summers may be shy of the first down. It's going to depend on the spot. Well, they will give him the first.
Got it by about 1 yard. And an update, Joel, in Minnesota football 7AA final, Moose Lake Willow River 25, Crosby Ironton scoreless. That is final again in 7AA.
Inside of 9 left to play here on our Community Co-op scoreboard. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We'll name our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, Arduke Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. Well, let's get you our game recap. We got a whole lot coming your way in the post-game and what has been an exciting game here so far on the night. And another handoff to Macheski, and he'll get a couple to get things started. They'll finally signal the stoppage of play.
Good job, though. Just a full back dive that goes right between the guards here, able to muster some offense for DGF, and they'll gladly take it, Joel. 3-4 yards, another 30-40 seconds comes off the clock, and right now, if you're East Grand Forks, you just have to find a way to get a turnover. They've only been able to do that once at the end of the first half, or find a way to try to make 2 good defensive plays here and try to get the ball back, because we haven't seen the 15, 20, 25-yard plays by either team consistently here tonight, Joel.
Bodie DeVries will get his spot out on the field. Both catches he's had tonight have been big. He'll line up this time into the backfield as it's play action that comes to Summers, or a handoff that comes to Summers, and he'll be taken down for a loss.
Extracurricular play in the backfield. You had Cooper Smith on the tackle, but you had 2 guys here for DGF and East Grand Forks really going after one another. Bennett Bushi was one of them here for East Grand Forks.
We're stopped with 7:46 to play.
He was locked horns in a battle with Bryce Fisher. Those two kind of took each other down. So is it offsetting, or does it go against one particular team? Because otherwise, Joel, it's 3rd and long here. So a big penalty upcoming. It's either probably a late hit going against DGF or something late here going up against East Grand Forks.
Dead ball penalty. Personal foul on offense. Number 77. Dead ball personal foul on defense. Number 76. Those penalties offset. 3rd down.
Yeah, so Bushy and Fisher will be called for those offset penalties, as you mentioned, Chase. Now with 3rd down and 8, as there was some loss from Summers.
I give credit to the officials. They talked about it to make sure they had the right call, because in this situation, Joel, if it's against one other team, if it's against DGF, it's 3rd and a country mile. If it's against East Grand Forks, it gives the Rebels a fresh set of downs and a chance to kill another 2 minutes off the clock. So really good job by the officials coming in and getting the right call.
3rd down and 8, ball at the 17-yard line. And a handoff to Macheski, and he gets tracked back towards the 10. Finally gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but they'll lose all those yards that they had gotten on this drive up until this point. After getting that 1st down, they have lost, as it's now a 4th and 10. And the ball will go back to East Grand Forks. And again, they could be in good field position here depending on the punt.
Bushy put up the detour path right there, Joel. He instantly said, nope, you're not going north to south. You're going to have to bounce this one out.
That is the senior Cooper Smith, about the 43-yard line. And this punt will go straight up, and Smith will call for the catch. Ball will be at the 33, and good field position to start this drive for East Grand Forks. To chase, it's been those 2 interceptions that have snake-bitten East Grand Forks.
Oh, it's a broken record. You started at your own 37, you started at your own 48, and you've started now, Joel, on the opposition's 33-yard line. The battle of field position has been for the East Grand Forks Wave. The problem is DGF still leads 7-0. And Joel, if they could punch it in, do you go for the PAT? Do you go for 2? That's what I hope we see from a broadcast point of view. But from East Grand Forks right now, they got to find a way to get in the end zone. If you're DGF, keep building the wall and keep them out of Pater.
Carpenter brings out the offense under center. They'll go to a single back, 2 tight ends. They'll set a man in motion, and they'll go to Clyde Anderson, and 3 yards on the first run.
This continues to be a bunch of hard hits here, Joel. I think it might be me and you. We saw a physical game last Saturday between Kindred and Central Cass, and this has all the reminiscence of it on this side of the border here in Minnesota tonight for this section title.
As you mentioned, Chase, it was overtime last year where DGF beat Fergus Falls to go on to the state tournament. You question, like you said, you haven't had a whole lot of opportunities. Do you go for the win if you score a touchdown here, or do you go for the tie? 2nd down and 7. Green wave at the 29. Man gets set in motion again, and it was a keeper for Carpenter, and he'll pick up another 3.
And Caleb Johnson got just enough of Carpenter. You fake the sweep, you fake the fullback dive, you come back there with a little ISO play, and good job again defensively by Johnson to get just enough, because otherwise there was a hole there to pick up the 1st down.
3rd and 4, ball at the 26. East Grand Forks has done everything they've needed to in terms of getting field position, controlling time of possession. They have just not gotten the points. And Carpenter is going to go to Clyde Anderson, and he was clogged up the middle, tried to roll to the near side, couldn't get himself through.
3 straight ones. You just wonder, when will East Grand Forks try a chance again here at the air? By all means, Joel, they can continue to ground and pound, but if you don't get it here with 1 timeout left, you might not get the ball back for the remainder of this game.
4th down and 3, and this could be the game right here, Chase.
Without question. It's going to be interesting to see where Coach Kozowski goes here offensively. They've had a lot of success on the ground, but do you use that and try to hit a wide receiver one-on-one downfield?
4th down and 3. Dropping back. Carpenter will look, has time, now gets pressured on the near side. Carpenter's going to run, and he gets the 1st down. He is tackled at the 21-yard line.
That was just backyard football right there for Carpenter, Joel. And coming down the field was open on a crossing pattern was Cooper Smith, but DGF did enough defensively to force Carpenter not to throw the football. And when he was trying to tuck and run, I was looking for a DGF defender to come on the backside and make the sack, but ill avoiding that was Carpenter, and he did a really good job, Joel, just to look at option A, look at option B. Nothing is there. I got to find a way to move the sticks, and he did.
50% on fourth downs is East Grand Forks this season. They are 75% here in this game. 1st and 10 at the Rebels' 21-yard line. And it'll be a handoff that goes to Schmiedenberg, and he'll pick up some positive yards.
Wally in on the tackle here, but that's a good, healthy 4, maybe 5 yards here for East Grand Forks. And I just feel like every time I look back up at the clock, Joel, another 30, 35 seconds comes off the clock right now with East Grand Forks on this drive.
2nd and 5, ball at the 16-yard line. Maybe that's what you do differently on this drive, Chase. So when you get into the red zone, you keep it on the ground. Another handoff. This will go to Schmiedenberg. And the ball was fumbled. It's a matter of who keeps possession. It should be the Green Waves football. Now the next question, where do you spot it? You go back to the 19.
Logan Denault there, Johnny on the spot for East Grand Forks. The thing is there, Joel, it was maybe a yard or two gain that now is a couple of yard loss, and we do have an East Grand Forks player down here on the near sideline. Looks to be number 9 in Schmiedenberg.
Schmiedenberg returning from injury here this season. They will have to continue this drive for the foreseeable future without him as Levi Anderson is into the backfield. It is Levi and Clyde Anderson in the backfield. 3rd down and 7, ball at the 18-yard line. They will set a man in motion, and here comes the run towards the right side, and Anderson is down at the 11. Is it enough for a first down?
He delivered the hit there, able to move the ball forward, and I think they might need to bring the chain gang out here because as we see it, Joel, it is about as close as you can get it from our point of view. Do you have a ruler, an eraser? Do you have something? Do you have the paper clip, Joel? Because it is that close here on the near sideline.
And they will bring the chain gang out. They're not going to pull the New Jersey official. I know that much.
I'm waiting for that. Where's your card?
Oh, wow. It's going to be the nose. Look at the football. Look at that.
Well, it was literally talk about maybe an inch or two, Joel. That is how close it is here. It would have been a full yard if it wasn't for the runner again for East Grand Forks moving the pile forward. And this is your game again with only the Green Wave having one timeout if they cannot get the first down.
Fourth down and 1, ball at the 11-yard line. Green Wave trying to make it back to state for the first time since 2010, and we're going to get an official timeout, it looks like.
Timeout by DGF, Joel.
DGF will take a timeout, 2:57 to go. We'll be back on YourLiveEvent.com.
John Wayne and Marissa at the Ben & Hoagland Agency of Ada and Moorhead take this time to wish all farm families and farm workers throughout the area a safe and successful harvest. Keep safety in mind when you're out on and around the tractors and trucks and other machinery in the fields and around the farm this harvest season. Don't cut corners when it comes to safety. It could cost a life. John Wayne and Marissa at Ben & Hoagland Agency thank you for your business, and they remind you if you have any questions about crop insurance, call or stop and visit with them. The Ben & Hoagland Agency of Ada and Moorhead.
On our community co-op scoreboard, 7-0 DGF leads East Grand Forks. Kevin Kochman texting in a score. Esco defeated Pequot Lakes 28-19 in the Section 7 3A championship. So the number 1 team has already punched their ticket onto the state tournament. The number 2 team in the state trying to do the same. 4th and 1. East Grand Forks at DGF's 11, and they have missed just one 4th down opportunity in this game, and they have done one already. They have met one already on this drive. They need to meet another. They do have Caleb Schmiedenberg in the backfield, and the ball is fumbled. It is picked up by Carpenter, and I think he has it.
Carpenter did a really good job, Joel, of not bringing his knee down to the ground, just picking it up and then moving the football from there.
So it's been inch by inch, yard by yard. Each drive for East Grand Forks has been better and better. The problem is, Chase, they've ended on turnovers. The second time this game they'll have a 1st and goal. This will be at the 9-yard line.
And now a drive that has started at DGF's 33-yard line. Joel, they've gone 23 yards in over 4 minutes and counting off the clock on this drive.
Carpenter will come under center. And he'll keep him himself, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Summers comes in to make the tackle. That was maybe a half yard if you are fortunate, but now you start looking at it, and when do you take your shot? It's still very much you can run the football, but Joel, you have 3 chances here getting past the 10 for the 1st down, so it's 2nd and goal. When do you take your chance here if you're East Grand Forks at the end zone?
Approaching 2 minutes left to go. Just 1 timeout left for the Green Wave. Four seconds on the play clock, and it's pitched deep back behind, and here comes a deep run, and it'll be no gain as it goes to Smedeberg.
Victor Souza Krabenhoff with the bear hug to bring him back. Joel, you just heard on the near sideline a couple of game officials said, ooh, right when Victor Souza Krabenhoff was able to wrap up the defender.
And there'll be a pickup of a yard, and now a 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line.
This is what playoff football is all about. Section title. Joel coming right down in the nitty-gritty one more time here for DGF in back-to-back seasons. And as you mentioned for East Grand Forks, can they get to pay dirt here tonight?
And you get through all that, and then you have to make the decision, what are we going to do for the extra points? Snap comes over to Carpenter. Carpenter takes a shot. Did he break the play? And that's the question. Did Anderson get the ball across? No, he is down to the 1.
Gang tackled. Summers was part of the tackle alongside Brody Friend. By the time he was trying to bring the ball past the goal line, there was this stick. And Joel, we're not talking about 3 feet. We're talking about 2 feet here for the game.
"30 seconds left to play."
Ryan Kozowski is saying, I'm going to take a timeout. We're going to milk this all the way down, Joel, to about that 11 seconds here on the game clock, and a timeout coming. And I'm not kidding you, Joel. It is 2 feet here for East Grand Forks. Can they get it against this DGF defense that has been like a stone mason, just building brick on top of brick here defensively here for the Rebels?
Timeout comes with 12 seconds left to go on the Community Co-op scoreboard. We're going to keep it right here, and it was a nail-biter last year in the section championship game with DGF getting the win. It's a nail-biter right now here. 12 seconds left in the game.
They went back to that hitch play, Joel, that they've had some success here tonight, but this is one, do you go between the tackles or do you allow Carpenter to roll out and have a run-pass option here for Coach Kozowski? And if you're DGF, by all means, bring the house, let Owen Leach play safety, because I don't think you're going to run that fade to either pylon on either the far or the near side.
I think it's gonna be wits right now. It's just gonna be smash mouth football, not to use that cliche, Chase, but I don't think they're gonna make this one too complicated. They need 2 feet. They want 2 feet. Brody Friend pumping up the crowd. 12 seconds left to play. 4th and 2 feet. Carpenter under center. The snap, the handoff, the push forward as he into the end zone. Touchdown! The Green Wave score with 8 seconds left to go. Chase, I couldn't see from here. Was it Carpenter on the keeper?
Clyde Anderson and the Carpenter Bush push to get him in for 6.
And they're going to go for 2.
Clyde Anderson, though, I mean, it was in the belly of Anderson, and Carpenter had to make a decision. And once he said, Anderson, it's yours, I am pushing you. I'm going to be a bobsled team. Let's get that 2-man across the finish line, and he did.
And here it is, Chase. They are going to go for 2. They have no choice.
If you don't get it, again, you have enough time to try to get an onside kick than a Hail Mary, Joel. So that's pretty much what we're down to here. On the opposite side of your DGF, if you don't get it, you got a kickoff return and maybe 4 seconds for a Hail Mary.
Here we go.
Coach Soderberg wants a timeout.
And DGF will take a timeout. Chase, it was right down to the wire in overtime. Literally, it was a 2-point conversion to win it in overtime last year for DGF, and now it's going to be a 2-point conversion potentially to win it for East Grand Forks. They have not made the tournament since 2010.
A drive that took 5 minutes and 59 seconds to go 33 yards. 5.59 to go 33 yards. That's how difficult it's been for East Grand Forks here offensively. And now, Joel, instead of 2 feet, they need 9 feet. And they need this to try to get to state. This, you couldn't write a Hollywood script better than this for section football at the Fargo Dome on day number 1, Joel. This has been as advertised, and throw another cliche, third time the charm here on possessions for East Grand Forks. Third possession, 6 of the game. They finally break the pylon and get in the end zone. But now, what do you draw up here for the 2-point conversion?
Last points of this game came at the 10-32 mark of the second quarter. It was Justin Summers with the 6-yard touchdown run. And now this time here, they're going for the 2-point conversion on the win. Season on the line for both of these teams right now. Carpenter will get under center, eyes the play clock. Carpenter, play action, rolling out, takes a shot towards the end zone, broken up! Nick Wally will break up the 2-point conversion attempt. And they are going crazy on the Rebels side of the field. Ryan Kozowski wants a pass interference. And that was the same chase. It just mirrored what happened last year against the Fergus Falls Otters, because they wanted a pass interference call that would have ended the game.
Well, the thing is the defender there for DGF coming across, Nicholas Wally, never looked back at the football, Joel. But he put his hands up the entire time and tried to be about as sticky as gum on the bottom of your shoe on July 4th and try to not allow the East Grand Forks player to come back for the football. If the East Grand Forks player makes more of an attempt to come back for the football, you probably throw the penalty, but he did not. They popped the pass. They forced Carpenter to the boundary, and Wally right now, Joel, might have just made the play of the game without even touching the football.
This one, an instant classic. Fantastic performance by both of these teams. Comes down to a 2-point conversion. And now, not quite over yet. As you mentioned, Chase, 8 seconds left to play. You need an onside kick recovery, and then you need a Hail Mary to try to win this game.
Well, can we find a way to get a bounce from an East Grand Forks point of view here, right? Looking for something on the turf to get a high hop, or do you hit a screamer on the front man and then hope for a ricochet for a bounce? No timeouts again for East Grand Forks, one for DGF. DGF just an onside kick recovery, Joel, find themselves back in the state quarterfinals.
DGF, if East Grand Forks can't manage to this miracle comeback, you think about the 2 interceptions, you think about the fumble on that punt you received on what would have been your first offensive possession. Here comes the kick, and this one did not go far enough. It touched the Green Wave player early, and the officials will down this football. And now victory formation coming up for DGF, the number 2 team in the state. Perfect at 10-0 up until this point of the season. They are back-to-back Section 8 3A champions, and it's on to the state tournaments.
I give a lot of credit to Coach Kozowski. His team never quit. They had ample opportunities, but you know what? Tip of the cap to DGF. The old defense, you get a couple of interceptions, Joel, unable to take advantage of a punt early on, but they just did enough. And sometimes postseason games, not about how pretty they are, it's about the end result, and that's what DGF will find themselves on with the winning side of the column.
We'll name our American Federal Bank star of the game. We'll have our Benedictine Care game summary. A lot to talk about in our post-game show. We'll get some interviews down on the field, as well as DGF They'll take the knee. The clock is running. Our score here is final 7-6 on the Community Co-op scoreboard. DGF is section champions yet again, and they are going back to the state tournaments. Ball in the hands of quarterback Owen Leach. Did it on offense, but more importantly, 2 interceptions on defense and a game where possessions came at a premium. 7-6 the final score. Postgame next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Randall's Excavating of Glendon, specializing in underground site utilities and repair. Randall's Excavating is experienced in underground utilities, specializing in water lines, sanitary sewer, and storm sewer, from site preparation and trenching to the installation of all site utilities. They respond to emergency repairs for water leaks, fire protection lines, fire hydrants, sanitary and storm sewer lines for all commercial and residential needs, including camera inspections too. Contact Randall's Excavating with over 20 years of experience, 701-219-9126 or randallsinc.com.
At Community Co-op, we offer our energy solutions programs to help area farm operations. Hi, this is Rocky Bruin. One of our popular programs is our fuel contracting with only 30 cents per gallon upfront payment, and our pricing programs are a couple quick reasons why you would lock in your fuel contracting price with Community Co-op. Let us help you manage your risk. Call 1-888-935-2281 and we can discuss more of your energy solutions programs from Community Co-op's Lake Park.
What a finish, back-to-back years in the section championship game. DGF back-to-back trips onto state. 7-6 the final. They defeat East Grand Forks for the Section 8 3A championship game. Welcome to our post-game show. That score final on our Community Co-op scoreboard. East Grand Forks scores with 8 seconds left to play. They go for 2 for the win. They can't get it as Nick Wally makes a fantastic defensive play. Let's get our summary brought to you by Benedictine Care in Ada. Our game summary brought to you by Benedictine Care Community in Ada, 7-6 the final score. DGF improving to 10-0 on the season. East Grand Forks finishing 6-5, and it's a game possessions just coming to a premium. And it was 3 long drives for the East Grand Forks Green Wave. 2 of them ended on interceptions. 1 ended on a touchdown. Unfortunately for East Grand Forks, they could not get the 2-point conversion that would have supplied them the win and the trip on to the 2022 state football tournament. The first touchdown of the game, so much time between scoring. First touchdown of the game came with 10:32 to go in the first half. It was Jordan Summers scoring his 20th touchdown of the season. The next score on either side came with 8 seconds to play, and it was a rushing touchdown for Clyde Anderson, his 10th of the season. But that is how just closely contested this matchup was between these two teams. That is our Benedictine Care Community Game Summary. More of our post-game show coming your way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Exceptional people, exceptional care.
Riverview Health is pleased to welcome Dr. Vanita Parikh to their team. Dr. Parikh is an experienced interventional pain management physician specializing in effective treatment options to increase functionality and comfort for daily living. For appointments, call Riverview Clinic at 218-281-9595. Dr. Parikh is seeing patients in both the Crookston and East Grand Forks clinics.
Riverview Health.
What's new? What's new with you? A new house? New car? New acquisition? New addition? Our lives can change fast. Let Evergreen Insurance make sure your insurance needs keep up with what's new in your life. Home, auto, farm, commercial, life, and health. We'll take the time to find the right insurance for you. Call us today or check us out online at evergreeninsuranceagency.com. The people you can rely on. Evergreen Insurance, East Grand Forks.
7-6 the final, and you can see it, DGF back to state yet again, 7-6. They defeat East Grand Forks, our final on the Community Co-op scoreboard. Thanks for being with us here on our post-game show. We'll name our American Federal Bank Star of the Game, our Enbridge Energy Play of the Game, Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, and our Arctic Enterprises Precision Play of the Game. Chase Miller is down there right now, and it is loud, it is wild. DGF celebrating the championship, but our hats off to East Grand Forks, trying to make it back to state for the first time since 2010. They fought for every inch, every mile, everything here against the number 2 team in the state, and undefeated. 2 undefeated teams in the state, and both of them are going on to the state football tournament that is coming up here in the state of Minnesota, as you see DGF now making their way around field. Let us take another break here on the postgame show. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
The Erickson Smokehouse in Fertile, serving daily lunch and nightly dinner specials. Dine in or carry out 945-6806. As you travel to games this tournament season, stop in before or after at the Erickson Smokehouse for a great meal smoked in-house at the Erickson Smokehouse. Wings, brisket, chicken, and more when you head to the Erickson Smokehouse in Fertile. Wishing good luck to our area teams participating in postseason play. Daily lunch and nightly dinner specials available for dine-in or carry-out 945-6806 at the Erickson Smokehouse in Fertile.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
7-6, DGF win over East Grand Forks. We saw almost 3 complete quarters of football played between touchdowns. Jordan Summers, his 20th of the season, proves to be the game winner here against the East Grand Forks Green Wave. Green Wave will end their season at 6-5. DGF 10-0. Still more football in front of them at the state tournament, which is coming up. Opponent to be determined, but that is back-to-back years for DGF. Last year it was an early exit, a loss to Annandale in the first round in a game that was 21-18. This time they're looking to write a different path, moving on to that state football tournament. We'll have Chase Miller get a chance to talk to some of our post-game award winners. We'll tell you what those were. First, we will start with our American Federal Bank Star of the Game, and our American Federal Bank Star of the Game, that will be the quarterback Owen Leach. 2 big interceptions and 2 big key moments. He is the American Federal Bank Star of the Game. Darren Ramey, Insurance Brokers of American and American Federal Bank in Ada, the sponsors of that one. So that is Owen Leach, our American Federal Bank Star of the Game. Our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Chase Miller, again, looking for a chance to talk to him down there on the field as well. But our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, and that will go to Ethan Hellerud, the linebacker, had some big energetic hits in this game. And now Chase Miller, that is who he's talking to right now. Chase, will send it down to you.
Thank you very much. Jordan Summers with us here, the senior running back that got the lone touchdown here for DGF. And sometimes, Jordan, it only takes one. That's what you guys were able to do. Just talk about this slugfest here against East Grand Forks to win another section title here for the Rebels.
They really put up a fight. We went out there, they went out there, and just a dogfight all around.
Talk about the interception there late in the second quarter. Owen Leach makes the pick. You guys were giving up a couple yards here, a couple yards there. Once you see Owen get that pick, what were you kind of thinking through your mind?
Jeez. That's my boy, Owen. That's my boy, Owen. He makes those plays.
And the one thing here, talking about another guy in Nick Wally, 2-point conversion, right? So East Grand Forks going for 2. You find Nick, all of a sudden Carpenter rolls out. Nick was able there on the coverage. When you see that's incomplete, what's going through your mind once you see the ball hit the ground and you know that you stopped him on the 2-point?
Kid's a dog. Kid's a dog. He just makes plays, you know. We're a team, and you just got to rely on your players to make plays, and that's what he did.
Final thing for you before we let you go. How sweet is this your senior year to get back to the state tournament, get back to the quarterfinals where you guys were at last year, and have a chance to go a little bit farther here for DGF?
Feels good, but we got to clean some stuff up, but I'm excited to play next week, one more week. So.
Hey, Jordan, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck. Keep playing in November.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go from his teammate here, and let's bring Nick on again. Nick Wally with us here. Nick, let's talk about the 2-point play. Talk about that stop. You see Carpenter rolling out to the boundary there. All of a sudden, you're trying to look for your man, trying to find a white jersey somewhere. Just what's kind of going through your mind to make the stop?
Well, I thought they were going to run it up the middle, honestly, because that's what they've been having success with. But then he rolled out, and we were in man coverage, so I just took the guy and went up, and I don't really know what happened after that. I just got up and saw he didn't catch it, so.
When you saw that the ball hit the ground, what was going through your mind knowing, okay, onside kick away from finding a way to win this section title?
I knew we had it. I knew we had it from the start. We get to play another week.
How fun is this type of a football game? I mean, it was a dogfight. There was a lot of back and forth going to you guys, not a lot of offense, but sometimes it just takes a quality defense. How fun was it from your point of view, just getting those hits and getting those tackles?
It's fun. You know, it's always fun. We were in pretty much the same game last week, except we were coming from behind and we pulled out, and we were able to keep the lead this time.
And let's talk about Jordan as well. What has he meant for this team from start to finish this season? I know the run game was limited at particular times, but he still found a way to get to the end zone. What has he brought to this year's DGF team?
I mean, what can you say? He's the man. I mean, can't argue with him. He's the man. That's all I got.
Hey, Nick, congratulations and best of luck moving forward next week in the state quarterfinals.
Thank you, sir.
That again, Nick Wally. Joel, let's toss it back to you.
All right, thank you, Chase. And Nick Wally will get our Enbridge Energy, RDK Enterprises precision play of the game for that stoppage on that 2-point conversion to seal the win for the DGF Rebels as, again, back-to-back trips onto the state football tournament. 7-6 the final score on the community co-op scoreboard. DGF 10 wins this season and a trip back to state. We'll take one last break. We'll be back with more. It is our post-game show here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Farmers, are you shopping for a bank that has many flexible options tailored to fit your farm's unique financing needs? Franzen Bank is an approved Farmer Mac lender, meaning they can offer long-term fixed-rate loans on equipment, land, operating lines of credit, and more. Being a Farmer Mac approved lender also means Franzen Bank can get you a decision quickly. Learn more at franzenbank.com/farmermac. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
And we are back 7-6. DGF winning over East Grand Forks, and let's send it down to Chase Miller.
Thank you very much. With us now is DGF head coach Anthony Soderberg. And Anthony, talking off air, hard-fought game from start to finish. That's what it was. Tough to get yards, but really good team tackling, really good team speed as well. Before we talk about the 2-point conversion there and what you saw from your sideline to make the stop, just take us through this football game for a tough 48-minute dogfest.
Hard, physical, well-coached football on both sides of the ball by both teams. And, some plays were made here and there that kind of changed it a little bit. But, hats off to East Grand Forks for sticking to who they are and playing their brand of football. They, like I said, well-coached team, physical. We just happened to have more points than they did at the end of the game. And, but really, it was a slugfest, and a championship game. What more could you ask for?
Talk about Owen with the 2 interceptions, the one on the trick play on the halfback pass, and the one down here where they're knocking on the red zone late in the second quarter, a 9.5-minute drive. When you saw Owen able to get that pick, what's kind of going through your mind as a coach?
Awesome. Cool. He makes big plays. He's done that all his career, and big game to do the same thing. So, just to shut that drive down a little bit, and then we almost went down and scored, and we got to work on a couple things here or there. But, he's made big plays all his career.
And then the touchdown happens. You called a timeout here to set up your defense. What were you thinking East Grand Forks would run? And then number 2, when you saw Wally just able to, fend off that wide receiver on the boundary when you saw it was incomplete, what was kind of going through your mind?
Well, it's kind of a flashback to last year when it was like, geez, they're throwing the ball here, which, I get. Both times the ball hit the ground and no flags fell and the game was over. So, at that point, it's kind of in the players' hands, and, it is what it is.
Final thing for you, what does it mean to get back to a state tournament, to get back to the quarterfinals where you guys were at last year, to win another section title as well?
Well, this is the goal, is to get here and get to this game and try to win it, and we got that accomplished. So now it's on to the next opponent, and I think our job as coaches is with these kids is to get them as many games as they can, because it's a finite number of games, and you don't get to do this. You can't go grab your buddies and go play a real football game somewhere. So, it's an opportunity, and that's all we can ask for, is an opportunity to play and go out and compete and do our best.
Anthony, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck coming up here in the state quarterfinals.
Thank you.
Joel, let's toss it back to you.
All right, thank you, Chase Miller. And again, our final score here on the Community Co-op scoreboard, DGF, their 10th win of the season, back to state, 7-6. They defeat the East Grand Forks Green Wave. My thanks to Chase Miller, who has been on the sidelines for us here in this broadcast. And thanks to Joey Hughes, who we've had on camera in this one. Remind you once again, our final score, DGF is the Section 8 3A champion, 7-6. They defeat East Grand Forks. Thanks for joining us for high school football on YourLiveEvent.com.